Thank you everyone once again for coming. Please welcome now to the stage Stacy Hushimia, the Director of the Center for Entrepreneurship.
Okay, well, this is the first time I'm standing up here. So welcome everybody. Isn't this amazing? What do you think? It's an incredible stage. We're all so excited to have you joining us today. Let me begin by extending a heartfelt thanks to the University of Portland for generously hosting us. We're honored to bring this event to you to life in two amazing venues, the Beauchamp Recreation and Wellness Center, which is where we are right now, and in the Shadi Marcos Design and Innovation Center, which is where the exhibition will take place about, it's a 5-minute walk from here later on. So thank you to the University of Portland, Joe, Garrett, and the entire UP staff for all your support. This has been amazing. And as we gather here, I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the land we stand upon. The University of Portland is located in the Portland Metro region area and rests on the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Multnomah, Wasco, Cowlitz, Cathlamet, Clackamas, Wa'ala bands of the Chinook, Tualatin, Kalapuya, Molalla, and many other tribes that made their homes along the Columbia River, creating communities and seasonal encampments, stewarding the region's abundant natural resources. So we give pause and recognize the original caretakers of this land and honor their legacy, their sacrifices, and the enduring presence they have in our community with gratitude. So, like the voice of God said, or Joe back there, I'm Stacy Hushimia. I'm the current director of the Center for Entrepreneurship at Portland State University. We're a small but mighty unit, and we have been proudly stewarding the InventOR program for the past 9 years. This initiative was created to give student innovators across Oregon a platform to turn their ideas into real-world impact, and it's been amazing to see how it's grown just in the couple years that I've been here. So each year, InventOR brings together student entrepreneurs from across the state who are committed to building a better future, and the students that you're going to meet today are truly remarkable. They represent 19 finalist teams from 18 different colleges and universities from across Oregon. Each of them has poured an incredible amount of time, energy, and heart into this competition over the last 8 weeks. They've only been doing this for 8 weeks, and often while they're juggling school, jobs and family responsibilities and more. So their creativity, their resilience, and passion for change are truly an inspiration. Today's Innovation Showcase features a live pitch competition on this stage, where we'll see each team share their ideas and vision for impact. And then afterwards, you'll be invited to the prototype exhibition at the Shadi Marcos, where you can connect one-on-one with the students, explore their innovations, and learn more about their entrepreneurial journeys. So it's exciting, right? Ready? So none of this would be possible without our incredible sponsors, the community partners, volunteers, and dedicated staff who go above and beyond to support innovation, not just on campus, but across the state. And I'm incredibly honored to be leading the team that has brought this program to life this year, and we're really proud of the work being done, and excited to keep growing the InventOR legacy for the years to come. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who made today happen. Okay, so let's get started. To kick things off, we're honored to welcome today's MC, a true leader at the intersection of innovation, community, and impact, Cara Toronto. Highly accomplished executive in both tech and nonprofit sectors, known for her strategic vision, collaborative leadership, and deep commitment to the social justice and environmental sustainability. She believes in the power of entrepreneurship to transform lives and drive meaningful change. She brings energy and purpose to every team and project she leads. She is a Portland Business Journal 2025 Woman of Influence and our favorite marathon runner. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the President and Executive Director of the Oregon Entrepreneurs Network, the incredible Cara Toronto.
Garrett, thank you. Good morning. Week. Try again. Good morning. Thank you very much for the very warm welcome, Stacy. I'm sure you are all sitting here thinking, I do already have a favorite marathon runner. So if that is a true statement, I can be your second favorite. It is an honor to be here with all of you at InventOR, the state's only collegiate innovation challenge. First off, I would like to welcome our brilliant student innovators, dedicated mentors, and esteemed judges, many of whom I get to work with. And of course, everyone joining us to celebrate the power of bold ideas. So what makes InventOR so special is not just the incredible projects, it's the heart behind them. These student teams aren't just solving problems, they're tackling real-world challenges with creativity, purpose, and a whole lot of grit. So, the prizes. Before we start the pitches, I think we should highlight what this year's incredible teams have been working toward. Over the past 60 days, each team has been hard at work designing, prototyping, testing, and refining their innovations for InventOR 2025. It's been a journey filled with challenges, pivots, and problem solving, but also with creativity, collaboration, and some truly inspiring breakthroughs. These teams have shown resilience, passion, and the drive to turn ideas into impact. At the start of the competition, every team received $2,000 in prototyping funds to help bring their ideas to life. Today, as you can see behind me, they're competing for $10,000 for first place, $7,500 for second place, $5,000 for third place, and $2,000 for fourth place. We'll also be awarding $1,500 for the Outstanding Community College team, $2,500 for the Visionary Award, and $1,500 for the People's Choice Award. And speaking of People's Choice, you all are the people, and you get to help decide that one. So if you didn't get your voting dollars when you checked in, just stop by the InventOR registration table after their pitches and grab some of the voting dollars. They will be available here and at the registration table in the Shiley Marcus Center. Okay, so let's keep the energy up for these innovators and get ready to be inspired by the next generation of Oregon's dreamers and disruptors. Now, let's take a look at how these students will be judged today. Each team will be scored by an independent panel of judges in 4 key areas. First, prototype is 50% of the score. Is the solution innovative and clearly demonstrated? Does it reflect thoughtful design decisions and development progress? Number 2, the pitch. How clearly does the team communicate the problem, their solution, and their vision for impact? The judges are going to look for effective storytelling, strong visuals, and confident delivery. Number 3, progress. How far has the team come since the start of the competition? And did they use their resources wisely, respond to feedback, and show clear growth? And then number 4, impact, 10%. Does the solution create meaningful value for a community, environment, or industry? Judges assess its potential to scale and generate long-term impact. All right, after the pitches wrap up, we will remind you this many times, be sure to visit the prototype exhibition at the Shiley Marcos Center, where each team will showcase their work and answer your questions up close. Judges will consider both the pitch and the prototype exhibition to generate an overall score for each team. And I'm fairly certain that we have judges from around the state, as we also have innovator teams from around the state. Now, before we dive into our first team of InventOR, I have the privilege to introduce a very special speaker to the stage. Dr. Mike DeBon has served as the Dean of the Business School at the University of Portland since 2021. He arrived in Portland after having served on the faculty at the University of Minnesota and at the University of St. Thomas, also Minnesota, where he was a research fellow at the Schultz School of Entrepreneurship. Prior to his time in higher ed, Mike enjoyed a successful decade-long career in the private sector, working for Ralston Purina, PepsiCo, and Bank of America, serving as a VIP in the bank's commercial services unit. He received his bachelor's degree from Brown University, his MBA from Indiana University, and his PhD from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Very accomplished, so please give a warm welcome to the Dean of Portland School of Business, Mike DeMontis.
Good morning. Carol warned you out. My name is Mike DeMon, and I'm the Dean of Business School here at the University of Portland. For those in the audience who haven't spent much time here in our section of the city, welcome to North Portland and our wonderful campus that we affectionately call The Bluff. While we're here to celebrate the remarkable work of the 19 teams of nascent entrepreneurs, let me take a minute to share what we're all about here at the business school. We are focused on 4 key priorities. I call them the 4 E's: embracing our students, enabling success for our stakeholders, engaging our communities, and expanding our reputation. Today, we are double-clicking on engaging our communities. Our university president, Rob Kelly, has encouraged us not only to be the University of Portland, but also to be the university for and with Portland. This means aligning our work with the civic, business, and economic interests of the region. This also looks like what we're doing here today, being a convener of important activities that impact our community. Moreover, I would be remiss if I did not point out the near-perfect alignment of our respective organizations. While InventOR challenges students to not just make something, but make something that matters, similarly, as Oregon's only Catholic business school, we emphasize the common good in our educational approach. Hopefully, you will spot this through line in ventures promoted by University of Portland students. I am also immensely proud of the entrepreneurship and education efforts at our school. We just completed the 26th year of our award-winning Entrepreneur Scholars Program, a special invitation-only year-long curriculum for juniors and senior students whose aim is to foster an entrepreneurial mindset. Again, another shared goal with InventOR. To close, I too would like to thank all of the volunteers here who have made this event possible, and offer a special thanks to Stacy, who approached us last fall with this opportunity to host this amazing affair. I'm happy that the business school is able to support the success of this competition. To the students, nervously waiting in the green room, good luck. Surely the results of your long, hard work will be revealed. I hope you will conclude that it was a journey worth taking. So, on with the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Devon. All right, are we excited and ready to get started? Yes, love it. Okay, who's curious to see the bold ideas and ventures these students have been working on so hard to bring to life? Yes, that's great, that's awesome. Okay, so, be engaged. This is not the script. It's really scary up here. Smile, nod, pay attention, give thumbs up, be gracious and generous. It's really hard. Our first team hails from Rogue Community College. Neurosense is the first smart, portable aromatherapy device designed to support emotional regulation and wellness through personalized scent delivery, data insights, and on-the-go convenience. Please give a warm welcome to Neurosense.
Okay, everyone, let's do something a little different. I want you all to take a deep breath in through your nose, and I want you all to think about the most disgusting smell you know. Maybe it's a dirty litter box, nasty diaper, dog poop you've stepped in. Those smells, they didn't just hit your nose, but they triggered something. Feeling, maybe even a physical reaction. That's valence. This is the emotional weight your brain assigns to a smell. And at Neurosense, we're harnessing that built-in response to help change behavior. Just last year, CDC reported 87,000 overdose deaths. That's a mid-sized city vanishing every single year. On top of that, addiction costs the U.S. economy billions every year in treatment costs and crime. So there's a clear need for new therapy tools. Despite our sense of smell being our strongest human sense, even more impactful to human behavior than sight, sound, and even touch, it's almost completely ignored and unused in therapy. Decades of research show that smells can powerfully influence human behavior. Pleasant scents like lavender help promote relaxation, while unpleasant odors like ammonia can help the brain form negative associations to unwanted behaviors. This is based on classical conditioning. We're using a stimulus to change the behavior. Our prototype is called Oasis. It's a lightweight VR headset that delivers scent through hollow channels of the frames. We pair those scents with virtual scenarios in a therapeutic environment. At the same time, we measure the brain's response using electrovulvogram, or EEG. And this is just a non-invasive way of recording how the brain reacts to different smells. This gives us measurable insight into how the therapy is actually working for the patient. It's completely silent thanks to our microdisc phones, which are unique to our design. It's the only system of its kind that combines smell, virtual environment, and brain data collection. It also has a built-in recurring revenue model with replaceable scent cartridges, software subscriptions, and optional user data sharing. By collecting EEG brain data during our therapy sessions, we make the treatment measurable. And that's what allows it to be reimbursed using existing insurance codes. Our ideal customers are therapy and mental health clinics who want to earn more for something they're already doing. With the additional billable time this device generates for the provider administering the therapy, the initial investment of this system can be recovered very quickly, just around 6 months and 12 patients a week. With just the $2,000 InventOR grant funding we received, we built a functional prototype with our micropumps and solenoids. We captured live EEG brain signals and started resin printing our enclosures to further refine the design. We engaged 2 clinicians who are eager to integrate scent therapy into their practice. Additionally, we began conversations with a research firm to prepare for IRB testing. We've already filed a provisional utility patent to protect our core technology, and we're securing trademark protection for the Neurosense brand. We will grow by following strategies used by other medical device manufacturing companies like Johnson & Johnson Medical. This includes having trained clinical sales reps who provide on-site demos of the product and support. This is a relationship-driven approach that builds trust directly with the clinicians and providers we aim to serve. By following this proven model, we can rapidly drive adoption and make this business profitable. No one else has built a platform like this. This device generates more billable time for the provider without them needing to see more patients. It pays for itself. We have a recurring revenue model with the scent cartridges, software subscriptions, and data sharing to ensure our long-term success. Addiction treatment alone is a $35 billion market, but that's just the beginning. This device also supports stress management, wellness, and even smell retraining. It's not just limited to behavioral therapy. We built a platform with wide-ranging potential and multiple ways to generate revenue. I built this during the most difficult time of my life, working many late nights, testing, hitting roadblocks, but never failing, only continuously improving the idea. I built this because I've lived the problem it aims to solve, and I know what it's like to need a better tool. With your vote, we'll put better tools in the hands of therapists to start making a real difference today.
Interesting and awesome, and now all I can think about is the scent of fresh grape brownies that were in my house yesterday. Congratulations. Excellent job. Thanks for going first. And now, coming to us from Reed College, Microcycle is using plastic-eating bacteria that turns hard-to-recycle plastic waste into valuable chemicals supporting a circular plastic economy. Please welcome Microcycle.
Hi everyone! Thank you so much for being here today. Now, did you know that on average, only about 9% of the plastic that you put in your curbside bin actually gets recycled? I certainly didn't, and I was shocked to hear this because recycling bins are something that we have in all of our homes, and yet up to 95% of that is destined for the landfill. And so I was looking into this question, how could this possibly be? And I quickly realized that recycling centers are limited by the technology that's available to them. Recycling centers use what's called mechanical recycling, which, in essence, is you take a bunch of plastic, you sort it, you clean it, you shred it into little pieces, you melt it down, and then that's your recycled plastic. But picture getting one black container in with like a batch of clear plastics. Like suddenly your melted clear plastics aren't clear anymore. And so recycling centers need to be very careful about the type of plastic that they even try to recycle. This is a quote from the Portland Recycling Guide, the official one, I promise. It says that if it's not one of these 4 shapes, it's just not recyclable in Portland, even though the material is recyclable, just they can't sort it out. And so, all of our, like the food containers that we get from our food trucks, or like the berry containers that our strawberries come in, bottle caps, anything smaller than 2 by 2 inches, none of that's recyclable, not in Portland, just because they can't sort it out properly. Hi, my name is Chloe, and I'm so excited to be part of a project called Microcycle, where I've been studying plastic-eating bacteria for the past year. And guess what? Plastic-eating bacteria, they don't care what shape your plastic is. And so all of that plastic that's currently perfectly good and could be used is that it's being discarded. We can give it to the bacteria and generate value-added product. Now, I know that this sounds a little bit like science fiction, so here's a little sample that I have from lab of the recycled plastic that we do. But I promise this is real. And the research is very interesting because we are able to take a group of plastic-eating bacteria, it's called a consortium, and they are able to break down pet plastic at rates of over 50% in 2 weeks. It's pretty good number, it's a pretty staggering amount. These bacteria, we're able to use hazelnut shells, which, if any of you are aware, is a local Oregon byproduct, to give the bacteria a little head start. And then the bacteria take that plastic and turn it into what's called TPA. And that's essentially one of the blocks needed to make new plastic. So, here's a question for you all. What do you think is the number one question I've gotten asked these past 2 months as I've been talking about this program? Good question. It's actually, what if the bacteria escape and eat all of the plastic? Maybe I'm alone in thinking this might not be the worst thing. And unfortunately for me, it's not that easy. Bacteria, if they're confronted with a more promising food source in abundance, say bug carcasses or banana peels, they will just prefer to eat that than hard dense plastic. But that's actually an advantage for us because our bacteria, they don't have to have food scrap to clean plastic. You can give them contaminated plastic that in traditional recycling systems would make the recycled plastic unusable, essentially. And all this to say, over these past 2 months, what I really learned is that what's important and one of the biggest challenges is communicating this research in a clear and directed way to people. Because how could this ever be a real product if nobody understands it or believes in it? And so, we have been talking to a bunch of different people. How can we communicate this to someone who has no science background, to someone who is only interested in more businessy things, or to the governmental officials or the recycling facilities that we hope to eventually partner with to implement into their system. Currently, the United States produces over 35 million tons of plastic annually. With microcycle, we would be able to capture that over 90% of plastic that's currently being recycled and turn it into value-added product, which would be a huge untapped market potential. Now, it's a very, that's my time actually. Thank you all so much for listening.
Oh, you take that one. Good job. I'm only going through how much more I now have to deal with my recycling bin later, so thank you for that, Chloe. Okay, before we welcome our next team, I'd like to take a moment to extend our heartfelt thanks to the Lemelson Foundation for their generous support of our student innovators. Their commitment to improving life through innovation is truly inspiring. As one of InventOR's founding sponsors, the Lemelson Foundation has been with us since the very first competition in 2017, and they've been championing student-led innovation and creativity in Oregon ever since. So we're really grateful for their continued support in empowering the next generation of change makers. So let's give a big round of applause for the Lemelson Foundation. All right, and now on to Team 3, representing Southern Oregon University. Cold Connect is tackling last mile vaccine delivery with Cool Caps, a compact cooling device powered by solar and USB-C paired with real-time IoT monitoring. Let's hear it for Cold Connect.
You can't deliver modern medicine without modern infrastructure. That's why we built Cold Connect, our solution to deliver vaccines safely and build the next digital infrastructure for hard-to-reach communities. Imagine a healthcare worker. Oh, first of all, let me start off with an introduction. My name is Isaiah, and I'm with the Cold Connect team, and I'm here to talk to you about one of mobile healthcare's largest and overlooked issues, failures in the vaccine cold chain. Now, I want you to imagine a healthcare worker traveling long distances to a remote community. They've been waiting weeks for these measles vaccines, but when she arrives at the outpost, the power has failed, and the vaccines are no longer safe to effectively cool or administer to that community. This is a failure in the cold chain. This is a very real issue because when the cold chain fails, we fail these remote and hard-to-reach communities. When the cold chain fails, outbreaks spike, trust erodes, and lives are lost. I want to use 3 numbers to help frame this crisis. According to the World Health Organization, up to 50% of vaccines that are ever produced will fail on their journey to reach their intended location. The highest risks in the last mile of delivery. This means that those remote communities are at the highest risk of failures in this vaccine cold chain. This is a huge issue. There's $34 billion of medical equipment and medicine that's discarded each year due to cold chain failures. This means that when we fail to deliver vaccines to these communities, they continue to feel the brunt of this. When vaccines fail, I'm sorry. This market is huge. We have a clear mission here. Save doses, save money, and save lives. There's 1.5 million children that die each year from vaccine-preventable diseases. And 99% of these deaths occur in countries with low or moderate income levels, which means that we need to make sure that our solutions directly address these communities. So we first look at why vaccines spoil. When there's unstable power, we can't effectively maintain safe temperatures for those vaccines. When they reach temperatures that are no longer safe, they cannot be administered safely to those communities. And without real-time monitoring, we often learn about these failures when without connectivity, we can't build proactive solutions so that healthcare workers on the front line can respond to risks that may endanger the medicine that they're set up to deliver. So, I want you to imagine a device that actively cools vaccines safely and ensures that the monitoring of these temperatures is transmitted in real time to those healthcare workers. This is where our cool cap comes in. Our vacuum, our cool cap is designed to fit onto any vacuum sealed flaps to ensure that the modular racking system can hold vaccines safely and be transported on that last mile of delivery. With multimodal power solutions, we can ensure that vaccine temperatures are maintained indefinitely. Most importantly, we also build in an IoT sensor into this cap, which means that this data can be transmitted wirelessly without a cell signal, so that in these remote communities that lack the connectivity, we can still build in digital and accessible solutions. Now, building this prototype took some hard work. We've gone through 3 different revisions with our 3D printing processes. We've refined our designs to ensure that we can hold those temperatures at vaccine refrigeration temperatures and ensure that we can connect wirelessly. We have some more work to do. We are developing an analytics dashboard that will need to be adapted in the field to meet the requirements of healthcare workers in the field, and as well as future adaptations to our prototype. So, over the next 18 months, we hope to forge and develop partnerships with NGO partners so we can begin deploying and piloting these units. We want to field test them and adapt them to the needs specifically in these communities. Additionally, we want to build out this mesh network, which means that with each deployment of these cool caps, we're building in a node within a mesh network that allows, which allows things to, which allows this information to be transmitted. So, this is Myra. She got her shot. Not every children is safe, is able to receive this vaccine. So, if you want to learn more about this very complex product, we have a very skilled team at our group at Cool Connect, and let's work together to make out of reach obsolete. Thank you.
All right. One of my favorite parts of my job is I get to see some of these teams before today, and so I've been following Cool Connect since February, which is really exciting. It's cool to see their evolution. Okay, up next from Lewis and Clark College, Sunshine Windows helps users wake up naturally with full spectrum light strips that simulate sunrise around your window. Let's give it up for Sunshine Windows.
We all know how it feels to wake up in the dark. Of course we do. We live in Oregon. Now, everyone, be honest. Show of hands. Who here has ever woken up groggy, unmotivated, and even a little bit sad? That's a lot of us. Hi, I'm Alvina, and these are my teammates, Melanie and Victor. And we're here to represent Sunshine Windows. The thing is, how you wake up matters, because how you wake up is how you show up. Our mornings don't just affect our mornings, they affect our energy levels, motivation, and overall well-being. Seasonal affective disorder isn't just the winter blues, it's a serious form of depression that deeply affects people's mental health. In the United States alone, it affects more than 10 million people. And in Pacific Northwest, where long, dark mornings are the norm, just like today, that number is even higher. 1 in 10 people are affected. And these are just the diagnosed cases. Millions more suffer to wake up and feel alive just because their bodies are not getting the natural cues. And the impact isn't just on individual level. It is estimated that seasonal affective disorder costs the United States $2 billion in lost productivity and medical costs. Globally, people spend $160 million on wake-up alarm clocks and more than $1 billion on light therapy products. With just a quick search on Amazon, you can clearly see that there is a market for a product. But the existing solutions on the market are clunky. They take up valuable space on your nightstand, they have unnecessarily complicated features, and they often end up in the storage spaces. They disrupt rather than enhance the bedroom aesthetic. And that's why we've created Sunshine Windows. Sunshine Windows is a full-spectrum LED light strip designed to be installed around your window to help you wake up naturally. Unlike our competitors, Sunshine Windows will not take up space on your nightstand, and it will best mimic sunlight because it is placed where light should come from, your window. Our goal is to make waking up easier and simpler. That means no unnecessary setup and no complicated features. So we started with our first prototype, which was just a few wood blocks from Home Depot and a basic light strip thrown together 15 minutes before our first pitch. And now we have a fully functioning LED light strip that has an adjustable adhesive and has a coded connection to a chip. Our plan as we move forward is to develop a partner app that will allow you to connect your phone to the light and wake up gradually as the lights brighten. You will be able to control the alarm settings, adjust how long your sunrise lasts, and adjust the intensity of the light. Since the onset of seasonal depression is from 20 to 30, to make the most positive impact, our target market is young urban professionals ages 24 to 35 who live in the Pacific Northwest and who struggle with seasonal depression. We are Sunshine Windows. Come talk to us at our booth so we can show you our prototype and we can tell you how we make showing up easier. Now, whether you personally struggle with seasonal depression or not, living in the Pacific Northwest, you probably know someone who does. Sunshine Windows addresses the core of the problem, making sure no one has to wake up in the dark again.
Throughout today's events, we'll be playing a series of short videos we call Where Are They Now? A look back at some of our past InventOR competitors and winners to see where their journeys have taken them. These are student innovators just like the ones pitching today, and since competing in InventOR, they've launched businesses, secured funding, and continued building solutions that make a difference in their communities and beyond. So, as we get ready for the next pitch, let's take a moment to get inspired by some of the amazing alumni who once stood right here on this stage. Here's last year's Visionary Award winner.
My name is graduated from Oregon Institute of Technology. I participated in InventOR in 2024. I was born and grew up in Guinea, in West Africa. Growing up in Guinea, there's like two things that was really pertinent, and everybody's talking about it, just affecting our life every day. First of all, it was like the lack of electricity, and the second thing was water. We didn't have water. And when I was in middle school, I learned that climate change was like the root cause of the especially the water problem. At InventOR, we presented this project. Our project is SET, right? SET is a solar monitoring device that we designed in order to monitoring second life of before InventOR again, I've always had ideas that I wanted to bring to life. And figure out a real life problem and then bring solutions to those. But InventOR again really showed me the path how to make that. I want to thank everybody who has helped me along my journey until now. Let me say happy to we take a village and thank everybody.
And I can say, again, his personal experience, Adam has been working on his business and pitching live to investors because I've seen it in person. All right. Congratulations. We love to keep seeing your vision come to life. Let's give another round of applause. Now, representing Portland State University, the Plastic Scanner Squad is making recycling smarter with a handheld device that identifies plastic types using affordable spectroscopy. These words are very challenging this morning. Put your hands together for the Plastic Scanner Squad.
This is a makerspace. It's a place where anyone can make anything. They have woodworking stations, soldering stations, and a ton of 3D printers. And that's amazing. But wait. Behind the scenes, behind the creativity and innovation, this is the makerspace. It's a place where anyone can make anything. They have woodworking, soldering stations, and a ton of 3D printers. And that's amazing. But wait, behind all the potential for creativity and innovation lies an overlooked issue. These makerspaces actually create a lot of waste, especially from 3D printing. And that's because especially from 3D printing. After all, these are prototypes, and it takes a lot of prototypes to make something right. And even worse, these prototypes can be made out of all sorts of types of plastics. PET, PLA, ABS, and so on. UC Berkeley estimates suggest that 100 campus 3D printers can produce over 600 pounds of plastic waste annually. And that waste just sits in the trash. And that's because makerspaces often don't have an easy way to sort and identify plastic scrap properly. But when they can, 3D printer users can identify or determine that scrap can be recycled into new 3D printing filament. That's where we come in. Plastic Scanner Squad is the solution. Our plastic scanner is able to identify types so that they can be recycled. And we know a device like this is in demand because of the competitor products that are commercially available. Our scanner is both reliable and affordable at just under $300. With the help of our scanner, what was initially a waste can now be used again. It's not a new idea, but come on, that's kind of cool. So let me explain. Let's teleport back to that makerspace, buzzing with creativity. Behind the scenes is a growing pile of failed prints, support scraps, and prototypes that didn't quite work out. Instead of tossing that scrap into the trash, they're collected for scanning and then sorted by type. We can then feed the sorted plastics into a shredder, creating small pellets that can melt into new printable filaments like a pasta maker. And finally, we can load that 3D printing filament back onto a 3D printer and bring new ideas to life. A good makerspace already has a plastic shredder and a melting machine, but what they lack is a device like this. With a plastic scanner, every failed print, or even every good print, can fuel the next with this complete system. Small communities can make 3D filament of their own. So how does this scanner work? Magic, or near-infrared spectroscopy, using fancy LEDs and photodiodes. If you want to talk about this more, we can fangirl together when we visit our booth. Now, before InventOR, our customer feedback showed that our prototype was chunky, messy, incomplete, and inconvenient. But then InventOR can provide our team with funding and advisement. Shout out to our mentor, Vanessa, and our advisor, Carrie, for helping us build our entrepreneurial mindset. So far, we've been talking to people locally who fit within our niche. Universities, makerspace communities, and businesses who are interested in turning their waste into a resource. We plan to follow up with these groups, and we have a list of additional groups we plan to talk to next. There's a big opportunity here in 3D printing. Our focus is Oregon, but who knows, maybe the West Coast tomorrow. Currently, in the US, there are over 870,000 3D printers, and globally, the 3D printing market is expected to grow over $100 billion by early 2030. For our next steps, with the InventOR Prize, we plan to investigate IP strategies and invest our funds in additional marketing and product development efforts. Again, we are the Plastic Scanner Squad. Please come to our booth and see for yourself how we plan to make sustainable 3D printing the new standard. Thank you.
Awesome job. I'm not quite sure that I can fangirl over plastic, but I would love someone to teach me at the booth how to say spectroscopy. Yes, I will be there, Plastic Scanner Squad. Okay, hailing from OHSU, Compress-Ease has created an automated compression system designed for ease, comfort, and accessibility, bringing relief to those who struggle with traditional compression gear. Let's welcome Compress-Ease.
So there's always a lot of pressure whenever you get up on a stage to talk in front of a group of people. Some pressure can be good. It can actually relieve, it can improve your outcomes. I just realized I might have to stand here. This is Team Compress-Ease. I'm Brenda Levine. I'm a PA at OHSU. I work in the outpatient wound and hyperbaric medicine clinic, and two of my colleagues on my team are nurses in my clinic, and one of their wonderful husbands is our electrical engineer, and they've been amazing. So I want you to imagine for one moment that you get into an accident on your way home and you injure your back. Unfortunately, your legs start to swell, but because of your back injury, you can't bend down to put on any compression or take it off. So now you have to rely on other people or go into a medical facility in order to get compression applied and removed. Leg swelling can happen to anybody. It isn't just caused by injury, it can also be caused as we get older, our vessels weaken. we can get sick, and our lymph nodes can become congested, which can result in swelling, weight gain, pregnancies, and either inactivity or athletes with increased activity can all suffer from swelling. Whenever fluid leaks from the vessels into the tissue, it puts tension on the skin, which causes pain and inflammation, creating little micro tears in the skin that allows fluid to leak through, developing into ulcers. Bacteria breed in that fluid, which then causes infections, resulting in people ending up in the hospital, suffering from amputations or other complications, and that still doesn't fix the swelling. It happens pretty frequently. If you look at the 4 people closest to you in this room, one of you is going to have swelling in this lifetime. About 13% of those people are going to end up with wounds that won't heal from that swelling. This costs our U.S. taxpayers $97 billion a year. Standard compression options include socks, multiple layer wraps, and medically applied wraps that require a nurse or a trained medical professional to apply and remove. When they're not applied correctly, patients end up with uneven compression. It slips down, bunches up, can cause additional injury. It's also pretty unattractive and doesn't treat people who have impaired mobility or that have arthritis or other concerns with strength and dexterity, or people with atypical anatomy, such as one of my patients who doesn't have a hand. We tried every compression under the sun for her, and we're not able to find a solution. And I thought, there's got to be a better way. We are spending $1.8 billion last year on these devices that aren't working for all of our patients, and it's expected to double by 2034. The U.S. holds 50% of the global market share. We do have some potential competitors. They could also be partners. So with Compressies, we're the top row there. You can see that we do address the problems of impaired mobility, concerns with strength and dexterity, and atypical anatomy. We have advanced tech. We offer customizable designs, and we're easy to apply and remove. There are lymphatic pumps, standard assistive devices that people put the compression on and then try to use. And then the typical standard compression we talked about earlier. There's a new shape memory alloy that has come out that's kind of fun. We don't know exactly what that's going to do just yet. Sorry, this clicker is a little slow here. There we go. So, interest Compressies. Our original compression device was automated compression that works with you. We started with a 3-layer design idea with an inner liner, a middle air-filled layer that blew up like a blood pressure cuff, and then an external design cover that could be customized for any patient. With this lovely cardboard prototype that helps to put on and take off the compression, we have refined that. Here's a little sneak peek of a partially completed prototype on the right that we were still working on at the time the presentation was due, so you'll be excited to see what we've come up with since. Compressies is safe, sustainable, and it's comfortable swelling control. Our initial market, so estimated 5% market use rate, so that means about, if we just conservatively speaking, about 5% of the compression, people that are buying compression right now use the product. That would be amazing. However, right now about 40% of my active patients in the outpatient clinic can benefit from this. We estimate about $1,000 cost to make Compressies. As it is right now, we're hoping to make future additional refinements. This is 66.7. It should actually be it's basically, for every $100 we put in, we get $200 back. And the huge benefit here is a 24,000, whatever that says, reduction in healthcare costs across the United States. So it's going to exponentially decrease the amount of costs we're spending on patients that can't use current compression options. We will offer value-based bundles and tiered pricing. We can sell direct to users via our website that's going to have a custom design suite where they can choose whatever compression design they would like. And then we'll also work with insurance companies and work directly with clinics and hospitals. We'll offer in-person support teams to support patients in their homes as well as in medical facilities, and we can also license our idea to partners in that skill. We've already gone through the prototype initial state process. We're at the state level pitch in June right now, and we are planning on future refinements, FDA approval, and market entry. So in summary, Compressies is easy, cost-effective, sustainable, results in better outcomes, and compression should always be squeezy. So please come see us in our booth. Thank you.
I don't think I can top anything after Squeezy. All right, before we continue, we'd like to take a moment to thank another one of our key partners, Business Oregon. So Business Oregon is the state's economic development agency working to grow Oregon's economy and support innovation, entrepreneurship, and community resilience across the state. Through their strategic leadership and investment in programs like InventOR, they help ensure that great ideas from students like the ones here today have the opportunity to thrive. We're incredibly grateful for their continued partnership and commitment to building Oregon's future through innovation. Let's give a big round of applause to Business Oregon. All right, Team 7 from the University of Portland, Burn Buddies is an automatic valve system that prevents scalding and detects leaks, protecting homes and vulnerable users with simple, reliable safety. Please welcome Burn Buddies.
Okay, sorry about that. As 58% of children who are admitted to the hospital burn units suffer from scalds, often from hot tap water. But how might these incidents even occur? Well, every evening, families settle into comforting routines. Dinner simmering on the stove, children playing nearby, warm baths being drawn. It all feels relatively safe, yet hidden dangers can lurk. Take Gabriel, for example. At just 4 months old, he was playing in the sink when he accidentally nudged a faucet with his toes. As a result, scalding water rushed out, and in mere seconds, he sustained second-degree burns on both his legs and feet. Most parents believe that supervision is enough. However, even a momentary distraction can quickly lead to tragedy, as water at 140 degrees Fahrenheit can cause third-degree burns in just 5 seconds. That's why Burn Buddies created a simple yet life-saving solution. An automatic shut-off valve that activates when water temperatures hit 120 degrees Fahrenheit, preventing accidental burns before they happen. It's easy to install, requires no professional tools or experience, and is designed with families in mind. And that's because burns don't just affect the child, it harms the entire family when it does. And that means the aftermath is not just physically, but emotionally and financially overwhelming, as families are left navigating emergency care, time-consuming recovery, and mounting hospital bills, all for injuries that were totally preventable. The real enemy is complacency, the quiet belief that it won't happen to me. Yet statistics show otherwise, as 2 in 5 U.S. households that were inspected had dangerously high water temperatures. And despite millions of people getting burned each year, wonder if those that are affected are children. In Oregon, the situation is equally as alarming, as our state burn center reinforces the idea that the most severe pediatric burns occur from hot liquid scalds. So it goes to show it's not just a national issue. It's happening right here in our communities, where families are burdened with average of thousands of dollars in emergency care costs. Yet U.S. households spend up to $50,000 per year on home improvement projects, showing that they're already heavily investing into making their homes safer, more comfortable, and more functional. So what consumers are missing is just a solution that can be implemented straight away. That's why in the last several weeks, we originally started with just an idea, and were able to develop a product in which we were doing consumer research and feedback to make a more affordable and intuitive iteration of it. Unlike existing competitors, we do not require you to hire a plumber, so that significantly reduces the cost. And it means that Burn Buddies is ready for everyday families to use right outside of the box. In order to reach and serve our customers, we plan on partnering with pediatricians, local daycares, and
parenting organizations to distribute safety information and to offer our product directly to those most at risk. By integrating Brain Buddies into your home, you're not just reacting to danger, you're taking a proactive step into protecting your loved ones. So, ready for a peace of mind? Join us at our exhibition today to learn more about skull protection in action and to connect with us about home safety. Thank you to everyone who attended, especially the staff who was able to make this possible.
Okay, nice pivot with the mic switching. Up next, from Oregon State University, Celia is redesigning animal control tools to be more humane, intuitive, and effective. Give it up for Celia.
I'll do the speech over the solid.
Hello, my name is Pedro, and I'm here to talk about Project Silly. How many of you have ever seen one of these in your yard? A lot of you. These are morals and are a nuisance to any homeowner, but to farmers, they're a real problem. Especially my dad. This is a farm in Tillamook, Oregon, where he works 6 long, hard days a week, and on his day off, he sets up traps to manage the mole population. These traps are time-consuming and tedious to set up, and he sets 40 to 60 of these a week. I wanted to use our resources at the university to create something that would help him and other farmers. But besides the time and effort spent catching moles, they cost farmers millions of dollars a year. The exact cost varies depending on the size and types of crops affected. The studies show an annual average of $5 to $7 million a year, just on mole control alone. They disrupt the root systems of plants and they introduce pests and diseases. This can lead to increased labor costs, decreased crop yields, and delays in planting. So to increase our production and reduce time and effort spent chasing moles, we need to invest in more efficient pest removal. This is where we began a live bucket-style trap, aiming for humane mole control. But after extensive testing, we learned that live trapping wasn't as kind or as effective as we hoped. Moles burn energy fast and they don't do well in live traps. They easily get cold, starve, or hurt themselves. So our product wasn't giving us the results we wanted, and it was not efficient to dig all these holes. What did we do? We pivoted. We needed something that would dig for us, and after lots of digging, we found it. The Celia Quick Play. Our trap gives users the opportunity to boost performance by integrating bait easily into the trigger group. It is quick to set, cost-effective, and requires no digging, no guesswork, and no hassle. Compared to our competitors, our trap requires lower cost due to its plastic construction and ability for 3D printing. We also have a more cost-effective trap, and we also offer a service. So we learned that our users don't want to do the work. So we needed something that would work for them. The solution itself is not the trap, it's the people setting it. So we can develop the most innovative trap ever, but if the person setting it doesn't set it just right, then it won't catch anything. So now we have developed a trap that is easy to set and quick to set for my dad, and that we can 3D print and assemble right at home. But how many of my dads are out there? So the national pest control trap market was valued at $4.5 billion in 2022 and is projected to reach $7.2 billion by 2030. Our target market lies in Oregon, where agriculture supports over 20% of jobs and 15% of total sales. With over 35,000 farms, pest control is a critical operational concern. We learned that the biggest market shareholders were amenity owners, farmers, and homeowners. To reach them, we will run a test market through our local connections at the Tillamook Farmers Co-op and Tillamook Farm Store. We will then expand to other farm stores such as Postal, Local, and open up online sales. We also participate in pest control exhibitions to increase our brand awareness. time, effort, and props. At Celia, our vision is bigger than just mole traps. We want to develop something that permanently removes moles, but besides that, we also want to protect crops from any and all kinds of animal disruptions, whether that be underground, on the surface, or in the air. Anything to slow the rising costs of feeding your families. So join us in our vision of a future with healthier crops by protecting our cultivations from animal damage, starting beneath the ground. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. And I know some folks that would probably like to buy one now that are not farmers. Okay, before we welcome our next team up to the stage, let's check back in with another incredible InventOR alum. One of the best parts of this competition is watching what happens after the final pitch, where the journey takes unexpected turns and the venture keeps evolving behind the scenes. I would also like to pause and point out that these videos have been produced by some of the students at PSUs. This is like a fully student-run project. Our 2019 InventOR winner has followed a winding and remarkable path, saying yes to opportunities that have pushed him to grow in ways he never imagined. Let's take a look at where that path has led and how the original idea still lingers, ready for the next big moment.
Blake Turner. I competed in InventOR back in 2018, representing Broad Community College. Then I competed again in 2019, representing Portland State. So our project was to develop a hydrogen engine conversion kit to convert any gasoline-powered vehicle to run on hydrogen for zero carbon emissions. Our goal was to make a low-cost, low-effort conversion to allow existing vehicles to become sustainable rather than having to buy a whole new vehicle. So in 2019, we competed in InventOR and won second place, and that was our entry point into several other pitch competitions where we raised a total of about $10,000 in funding for our project. Then the pandemic hit, so the project went on a little bit of ice, but it's still in development background, and I intend to hopefully have a fully finished prototype within the next year. So now, partially because of InventOR, I have a career in project coordination and technical communication. So I actually work at the Center for Entrepreneurship, helping run InventOR, the program that I initially competed in. One thing that I think makes InventOR special is that every project has the same possibility of winning. So it's really cool to see all the different projects, both the extreme, massive, world-changing things to the smaller projects that are changing a specific niche. And it's always cool to see both of those. You never know what's going to happen.
Blake is running around for summer today, so you can catch up with Blake later too. All right, so Clackamas Community College, EasyT helps aging golfers and people with mobility challenges place their tees and ball effortlessly. Let's give a round of applause for EasyT.
Hi everyone, my name is Christopher, and this is my partner Andrews, and we're representing Clackamas Community College. And our product is the EasyT, a golf accessibility device that effortlessly tees and sets the ball. It's designed to help seniors and those suffering from physical conditions continue to play the sport they love, promoting independence and continued play. We started EasyT because my partner Andrews saw that his mother struggled to set the tee and place the ball. Whenever she tried, she was met with back pain, and she was met with a harsh reality. She was losing her independence. He wanted her to be able to continue having a social, active, and healthy lifestyle for years to come, but she was unable to without his assistance. So, after many restless nights, my partner came up with a solution. That solution is the EasyT, the effortless way to tee up. It's designed to work for all abilities and all ground types, ensuring that everyone can play golf with independence and joy. And it's not just her that needs this. There are 5.4 million Americans, ages 65 and up, and countless others around the globe. Many find themselves feeling that friends are aging and wanting a solution. Now it's easy to place yourself in their shoes, whether you golf or not, because we all can understand and appreciate wanting to do the things we love as we age. And even if we haven't yet experienced the effects of aging, we know it's like for one reason or another to lose something that we love and how much we would give to get it back. The solution that the industry proposes are poorly made, gimmicky, ineffective products that are either expensive, don't work, or break right away. This causes waste both financially and environmentally. Our team asked ourselves if this is the farthest a great sport like golf can go. ECT not only performs better, but we can also sell it for less. We plan to price our basic model at $75.99, while the competition is around $90. So it doesn't just help people play the sport they love better and cheaper, it helps them do it in the most fulfilling way possible by giving independence. We've come a long way with ECT, as in the end it's just an idea, and it's evolved into countless prototypes, ultimately becoming what we have today. And we're not done yet, as we would still like to further improve an already great product and get the first batch into production. We're looking to establish a direct-to-consumer sales channel, strengthen our brand while focusing on getting our name out there. We plan on going to golf events such as those hosted by the Rotary Club, as they would have the perfect age demographic and would give us the perfect opportunity to interact with possible consumers. And lastly, I want you to picture a world where anything is possible. There is no sickness, there is no aging. You and those you love get to live life to the fullest, while living it in the most fulfilling way possible. That picture that you currently have in your head is exactly what we're trying to do, and we're starting with golf. And we have this opportunity to help people continue to live life that they love, and I want to invite you to be part of it. All I ask for you is your vote, and I want you to come see us at a booth and get to know us and our mission.
That was very cool, and it looks like something that you can also easily put in your golf bag, so like convenient to carry along with you. Okay, representing Linfield University, Corup's Smart Sip system brings AI and smart coasters into wine tasting rooms, personalizing the experience for guests and giving wineries powerful insights. Please welcome Corup.
Hi, my name is Samin Narayan, and I am a recent graduate. I have a bachelor's in computer science as well as a master's in business. Before I start, I just wanted to say thank you for having us here today. The organ wine industry is booming. It is nearly worth $8 billion annually, which supports 40,000 jobs and attracts 2.4 million tourists each year who spend more than $800 million annually in tourism. And just this year, Oregon's Willamette Valley was named the #1 wine destination in the world over regions in France and Italy. That's big news for us. But any industry, there's a lot of problems. And we're going to discuss 3 challenges that are breaking the wine industry today. When people come to Oregon, they don't know where to go, what to expect, or how to book. A stat by Willamette Valley Winery Association shows us that 35% of potential tourists say lack of awareness is the top reason they don't come to Oregon. In dollar value, that's $430 million each year that the Oregon industry is losing out on. That's a big problem. Secondly, the industry excludes the younger generations. Why? Because my generation, we're not drinking wine. We're drinking seltzers, we're drinking beer, right? We're drinking less wine because it's not accessible. The lingo is too complex. The culture is intimidating. 73% of us prefer experiences over products. And lastly, wineries are flying blind. And why do I say that? It's because they don't have the data to evolve. They don't know what customers like or don't like. There's no feedback, there's no insights, there's no digital interaction when they go into the tasting room. Every pour is a missed opportunity. The solution is pour up. We are the future of wine tourism. We're making wine more accessible. And we're providing you with one platform that makes it easy for you to discover, book, and share wine experiences. We're also the first wine industry company that's training its own AI. We're data-driven, we're ready for Gen Z, and we're taking over the age of AI in the wine industry. Here's a look at our mobile app that's launching this August. Easy to discover, easy to use, easy to go to wineries. And finally, introducing our first product, Smart Sit. It is a smart wine poster that's exclusive to the Pour Up ecosystem. It provides real-time data to the wineries, and it gives the user a live tasting experience through our mobile app. It's Instagram ready, it's Gen Z ready, and it's AI ready. Like I said, 2 products, 1 ecosystem, and 1 solution, and it's Pour Up. The impact that we create, we're helping Oregon's industry grow digitally. We're making wine more inclusive and accessible for the younger generations, my generation. We're starting local here in Oregon, Willamette Valley. We want to scale global. And let's not forget about the environment. 25% of wine poured in tasting room is wasted. It's because they don't know what the customers like, what they don't like. And we're saving that. And also, we're helping with smarter planning. Less driving, fewer emissions. Everything's paperless. We're on mobile. So no menus, no tasting cards. Our progress so far, InventOR Finals. This is where we started. Please visit our booth after lunch to learn about our Smart Sit poster. We already have 50+ wineries signed up for our MVP that's launching this August. Domain Serene, one of the most prestigious wineries in Oregon, is our beta tester. Here's our team. Here's our advisor. Maria Ponte is one of them. She's in the crowd. We're helping raise $500,000 to launch Pour Up. The $10,000 grant will help us get there faster. Vote for us for People's Choice Award and show that innovation can come from the wine country. Join the next generation of wine tourism.
It senses your pour, learns your taste, evolves with every sip. Not just reactive, responsive, not just smart, thoughtful, Smart Sit, crafted by Pour.
That was slick, and I feel like I'm ready to invest right now. Come and see me before my husband gets here at 5 p.m. Okay, you spent a lot of time with me today, and you're going to spend even more time with me, and a lot of you know me and what I do, but before we keep going, we thought it was going to be appropriate for me to just a few minutes of the background of OEN, the Oregon Entrepreneurs Network, for those of you that don't know us. And I was supposed to get a clicker when I came up here, so Carrie's going to meet me halfway on the ramp, and I will start talking from memory. With a 34-year track record, OEN is the state of Oregon's only entrepreneur support organization working with scalable startups from every industry across the state, which is all 96,000 square miles. Oh, they put my slide up, they're amazing. So, you might wonder how we do that. We are working in all 36 counties right now, mostly through a partner network, again, with our friends at Business Oregon. Our mission is to build and strengthen Oregon and Southwest Washington's early stage entrepreneurs through education, guidance, connections, and financial opportunities. We have educated tens of thousands of entrepreneurs, hundreds of new investors, and directly invested over $5.3 million into 31 companies while catalyzing many millions more of investment capital into startups around the state. We've literally had a front seat to witness innovation at its earliest stages flourishing across Oregon. And that's why I'm so proud to be here today, cheering on the next generation of dreamers, disruptors, and doers building the companies of tomorrow. So we love the state and the incredible support entrepreneurs receive. So we do track all of the kudos and accolades that roll in about Oregon, and I'm going to do a quick run through of highlights of the past 3 years, what we're calling our quick state of the state on entrepreneurship and innovation. If you want to check my sources later, I'm happy to give you all the links, but reading all of them at this moment would take forever. So, without further ado, in 2023, Oregon was ranked the best state for entrepreneurship, and then the number of new businesses that were founded in 2024 exceeded the pace that was set in 2023. And those businesses that were growing were in almost every single county. So Simplify LLC ranked Oregon 5th in the country for entrepreneurs, which was up from 28th in 2003, aligning with our numbers from my previous statement. Then we rolled into 2024, where we were ranked the best state for Black entrepreneurs based on state-level legislation activity and business ownership, which I'd like to point out came from the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Foundation. So NASDAQ is a pretty big name. We were the 4th best state for women founders, with 30% of women-owned businesses posting over $1 million in revenue, and the 6th best state for offering the most opportunities for aspiring women entrepreneurs, based mostly on the fact that we have so many women in executive positions and so many women fund managers in the state of Oregon. And we're now halfway through 2025, and our rankings just keep coming in. Printful named Oregon number 9 for the best states for women in business, again, based on the number of female-owned businesses and venture capital deals. And then Bookings.com for business ranked Oregon number 2 for states that offer the best chance for startup survival rate, I think up to 10 years. And then, last but not least, DesignRush recognized Oregon as number 2 for the state that offers the fastest path to business ownership for women, which is taking that number nationally down from 4.5 years to 1.5 in the state of Oregon. And if we can get that down to 8 months, we can beat Vermont, and that is my only goal in life, is to beat Vermont. That's it, I'm done. Thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk about OEN. I could talk about it for hours, so if you need someone to help you go to sleep, or you're just generally interested in the state of innovation and entrepreneurship around Oregon, it would be a pleasure to have that conversation with you. I will be here all day too. You can learn more about us over here at this QR code, and if you are looking for a way to be involved more in the entrepreneurial community, you can consider joining us as a member. And that's it. We now move to the InventOR graphic, and my piece is done. We're going to give you all a chance to have the script slide up so I can see what I'm supposed to say. Stretch your legs and take a break from these wonderful pitches. We're going to shorten this to about 10 minutes. So there are restrooms down here, there are restrooms upstairs, and then be back here, let's say 12:02, and we will see the rest of the awesome pitches, all right? Thank y'all.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're about to get started with the second half of our program. Please find your seats once again. Our program will start again in about 3 minutes, so please be pretty quick to get back to your seats. Thank you. All right, everybody, thank you. Please take your seats. We're about to get started again, and welcome Karen to the stage.
Okay, welcome back. There we go. Sorry that we're cutting the break short. We started a little bit late. We're officially at the halfway point of today's InventOR pitches, and what a first half it's been. Don't you agree? We'll let our judges start rolling slowly back in. We've already seen some incredibly bold ideas, thoughtful solutions, and a whole lot of passion from our student innovators. You all have been a warm and welcoming audience. Trust me though, we are just getting started. We've got even more brilliant teams coming up, and I know you're going to be just as inspired by what's ahead. So, find your seats, get ready to cheer them on, and let's jump back into the second half of InventOR. And as you take your seats, okay, this is my filler. I hope you'll indulge me with some quick rundown of what I think are some of the best entrepreneurial endeavors to come out of Oregon, in my opinion. So this is a little interactive to keep your body moving. So we're going to do raising of hands. So raise your hand if you're familiar with the story of Bill Bowerman and his waffle iron in 1972 shaping rubber that started the most memorable technical breakthrough for the running industry. Hands up. Okay, if you don't know that story, it's amazing. That was an easy one, so lower your hands. We're going to keep going with the best Oregon innovations according to Karen. As I say these, raise your hands. Did you know that entrepreneurs in Oregon invented tater tots? The Internet Wiki. The Phillips head screw. It does not mention the Phillips head screwdriver, so I do not know where in the trivia world that was invented, but I'm going to just assume it's here. Okay, I really like this one. Modern day ski bindings. We have a winner up here in the front. Big League Chew. The Snowcat. The Hacky Sack. Okay. Did you know that Leatherman, Columbia Sportswear, and Cerakote out of White City, Oregon, all have products that have been used or are currently being used in outer space? I'm going to end with two really quick stories because I can see we're engaged, so you're like warmed up for the pitches, but some Oregon inventions that I adore. First, again, raise your hand if you're aware of this. The corn dog, created in Rockaway Beach in 1939. Our friends George and Versa Boynton ran a hot dog stand, which is called the Pronto Cup, which is still there. And then after they were having problems with ruined hot dog buns due to, you guessed it, the rain, they developed a batter-coated, deep-fried hot dog on a stick, which they named the Pronto Cup, and a legacy was born. Okay, this is the last one. Raise your hand if you were aware that Oregon is the birthplace of the modern maraschino cherry industry. Okay, so thanks to a guy named Ernest Wygand out of Oregon State University, who spent 20 years developing a preservation process that we still use today, we are able to sell cherries that were too damaged to go into grocery stores and enjoy in a Shirley Temple or a Manhattan. So there you go. I share these stories. I love these stories. We love innovation. The word innovation is a noun, so it's referring to a new method, idea, process, product, etc. It also means the process of innovating. And I love when a definition has a word in it. So it's like, what's innovation? It's the process of innovating. Great, not super helpful. But when you're innovating, it's a verb that means to make change to something that is already established, especially by introducing new methods, ideas, products. It's not exclusive to technology, which is the industry where I think the term is most often applied. Yes, we have tech and science-based innovation, but what you are seeing today is not all tech and science-based. So you're warmed up for these innovators, right? I'm not. One more time. We're warmed up for these innovators. Excellent. All right, let's do it. On to our next team. Nope, I lied. The script hasn't rolled up yet. First, we're going to welcome Sonali Samphat, the Vice President of the Thai Organ Foundation, which runs the Thai University program up on stage. Each year, several outstanding InventOR finalists go on to compete in Thai University, gaining more exposure, support, and momentum as they bridge this stage to the script rolling, please. I don't know. It's not moving. Can somebody move the script a little bit? The broader ecosystem. Okay, so Sonali Samphat is a systems thinker, organizational leader, and the founder and CEO of Equitable, a human experience agency designing exceptional digital products and transformative team cultures. You can see students, it's not easy, right? With over a decade of cumulative UX and design leadership experience across corporate, education, and nonprofit sectors, she is known for building inclusive systems, mentoring rising talent, and fostering cultures of care and innovation. Her vision is to reshape how we build the future. It's disappeared again. Sonali, do you just want to come on up here and you can finish off?
representing. I'm feeling proud. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse into a global network and local resource that's designed to support you exactly where you are in your entrepreneurship journey. TIE started in 1992. We have 59 chapters in 14 countries and over 13,000 members. What makes TIE different is we're not just here to cheer you on, we're here to roll up our sleeves and help you build. TIE isn't simply a local meetup or a one-time pitch event. Globally, we've built extensive programs that serve founders at every stage and every scale. That includes our TIE Angels, which connects founders with global investors, TIE Women, which supports women entrepreneurs worldwide. We also have TYE, which is our high school entrepreneurship program, and they just included globals in Washington, D.C. Our TIE University program, which we're hearing about today, TIE Con, which is a conference for startup leaders, and finally the TIE Global Summit, where founders, investors, and policy leaders come together to build what's next. This global network means that when you plug into TIE U or TIE Oregon, you're not just connecting with what's happening here in Oregon, you're connecting to people, opportunities, funding, and insights from around the world. That kind of reach is rare, and it's one of the biggest reasons our founders can grow faster and go farther, with support that scales with them. Let's talk about what that looks like in Oregon. There we go. We've been around since 2007. We host over 100 events a year. Our community has made over 84 direct investments and helped facilitate over $10 million in funding. In Oregon here, we run workshops, pitch clubs, mentorship programs, and much more. Our focus is supporting scalable startups, the kind of ventures many of you are working on right now. TIE U is our accelerator program. I didn't say pitch competition, even though that's what we're kind of all here for today. It's not a pitch competition alone. There is a competition. But TIE U is really a 12-week accelerator program that gets you pitch ready, business model strong, and investor confident. You'll attend workshops on financials, your pitch deck, and the often overlooked skill of managing Q&A under pressure. If you're a college junior or senior, and you've already gone through some kind of university program, InventOR is a great example, maybe an MBA course, maybe a business plan competition, and you're ready to sharpen your pitch, this is your next step. We're here to supplement your university resources and accelerate what you've already started. From mid-January to early April, you'll spend about 30 hours total on workshops, mentoring, and pitch development. It's built to fit into your semester. And when you win your regional, because I think someone in this room probably will, you'll move on to the TIE U Global Competition, which is representing Oregon on a global stage. One of the best parts of TIE U is seeing just how many brilliant student entrepreneurs are already building real solutions to real problems across campuses and disciplines. Our participants come from universities all over the region, from business schools to biomedical programs. We partner closely with university faculty and entrepreneurship centers to find students who are ready for that next level of support and visibility. This year's regional winner was Easy Step, developed by Joshua Vanderpool, a student at OHSU. His product was a lightweight offloading ankle brace that reduces pressure on the joint by up to 75 pounds, offering a new pathway for healing. Through the TIE U program, Joshua received mentorship, sharpened his financial model, and refined his pitch for investors. He shows us what's possible when students get the right support at the right moment. Clicker's not looking good. There we go. We're not waiting until autumn to get started. TIE runs year-round, including Pitch Club and Mentor Connect. So if you're thinking about TIE U, come talk to us, sign up, and let's start the conversation. We're here for you not just as an organization, but as a community, as evidenced by this room. And with TIE, entrepreneurship doesn't have to be lonely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, what an incredible opportunity and a powerful reminder of where these early ideas can lead. I would love to see one of these teams win regional. So speaking of bold beginnings, let's head back to the pitches, and hailing from Umpqua Community College, Our next team is Thinking Small but Mighty. The Bear and the Bees is a modified Slovenian AZ beehive adapted for domestic use. Give a warm welcome to the Bear and the Bees.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm from Quad Community College, Bear and the Bees, and I'd like to introduce to you a new to the U.S. novel design known as the AZ Hive. It's a Slovenian design, and it's over 150 years old, and it's developed contemporaneously with the U.S.'s Langstroth Hive, and it's so named after its inventors. I don't know what happened to my deck here. Okay. I'll continue. It's so named after the inventors, Anton Sminerzik and Adolf Albertini, and it's a rear access design that's pretty similar to a kitchen cabinet, where there's no heavy lifting. It's relatively climate controlled because it needs to be integrated into a walled structure. Generally speaking, you don't need personal protective equipment because a cursory inspection can be done. The inner doors are screened. It's all climate, and unlike most other beehives, this is designed to be passed down for generations. This is an example of how it can be accessed. The inspections are very rapid, and this is opposed to the Langstroth design, which the frames are removed from above. So to access the lower tiers, you need to unstack everything, and this is some considerable weight, sometimes as much as 100 pounds or more. And bees are especially important now in the United States because we've been experiencing problems with infestations, particularly Varroa destructors, small hive beetle. And this last year, it looks like we've lost about 70% of the commercial bees. There are many factors, but it looks like now this year it's due to Varroa resistant to the medications that are available. This is an example. They feature inner feeder jars as well as an inspection tray, which you can actually lift very quickly for things like larvae or any other infestation. You can do this as opposed to other hive designs year-round, which is something just inconceivable with, say, for a Langstroth at the dead of February. And early detection means early intervention. This is a kind of a crude example of a Langstroth hive just being propped up by some bricks, which is not uncommon, and in close proximity to the soil, and it's prone to soil-borne pathogens, as opposed to this humble AZ configuration where it's elevated off the ground and also has a shelf that insulates it from anything that might be soil-borne. And below are just a couple of examples of wax moth and small hive beetle infestation. I don't have time to get into all the details right now about all the research possibilities, but for research at the academic level, these can be packed full of every imaginable sensor for year-round monitoring, and there's plenty of interior space to monitor for all manner of investigation. This hive is re-engineered for the U.S. market to ensure forward compatibility with existing equipment like honey extractors and off-the-shelf wax foundation to ensure compatibility, and that's not trivial. In terms of financials, it's about 2 to 3 times the expense of a Langstroth hive. However, a Langstroth hive, the longevity is approximately 3 to 5 years, as opposed to the AZ hives with proper maintenance that could last 30, 50, there's even hives that are 150 years old. In terms of hygiene, the Langstroth would score 1 to 3, whereas in terms of bee sanitation and protecting them from the elements is off the chart. And in terms of labor, with a Langstroth being 100%, the AZ hive is less than 10%. I don't have time to get into all the market financials here or why it's ideally suited for production here in Oregon. But we're on a major thoroughfare for both pollination as well as the timber industry, and we've improved automation. And so, where would you rather be? Don't get left out in the cold. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was animals you're trying to keep alive versus Cecilia and mulch mound. Okay, coming to us from Mountain View Community College, No Pressure is a new mattress design using soft supportive honeycomb structures to help prevent pressure sores in veteran patients. Please welcome No Pressure.
It was December 23rd, 2018, a night that I will never forget. I was covering a shift as a hospice caregiver for a cancer patient. That night, we played board games. He won most of the time. I think he was cheating. And I was repositioning every so often to alleviate his pain. Somewhere around the night, he looked at me and he asked me, "Jasmine, what do you want for Christmas?" It took me off guard. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, I don't know. I'm usually happy with whatever my kids give me. And just as I was about to ask him what he wanted for Christmas, he said, "Do you know what I want for Christmas?" I said, "No, please tell me." 3 things. I want a nice, clean shave and a haircut. I want to go see the Christmas lights in Lloyd Center. And third, I want a mattress, topper, I don't care as long as it's comfortable. Because I want to have a good rest. Because I don't know what's killing me more. My back full of sores or this stupid cancer. Good morning to the audience. Good morning to the judges. My name is Jasmine Lizette Ceballos Sandoval. And along with me is Audrey Michelle and Gracie Velasco. I am representing MHCC and we are the team of No Pressure introducing the Colmena match. I don't know what's killing me more, the back full of sores or the stupid cancer. Maybe not the exact words, but it's the same sentiment that 2.5 million of people are feeling each year because that's the number of pressure sores happening each year. 60% in the hospitals, 18 in nursing homes, and 18 in homes. And hospitals spend about $11.6 billion. Not 1,000, not 1,000,000, billions of dollars in wound care. And it's the second most common lawsuits, 17,000 to be exact. It's a big problem, and I'm going to show you why, but it's sensitive image, so you're welcome to look away. This is why. Painful to see, right? Imagine being the patient. Someone you love, your grandma, your grandpa, your wife, your kid. It's a big problem. And even when hospitals take it very seriously and we shift and reposition for a long period of time. When it's laying down for a long period of time, it develops the pressure source. Because when the body is in resting laying down position, it carries weights in different parts of the body, like 60% on the tail, 10% on the head, heels, and so on. So all these mattresses, they're not taking care of the problem, body weight distribution. And that's why we are here. To introduce the Colmena mat, a mat that is designed with body weight distribution in mind, with different honeycombs structures. We identify the most sensitive and compromised areas of the body prone to pressure source, and it creates support where needed. Applying a high and low sensitivity with each honeycomb size, bringing relief to the areas of the tailbone, heels, and more. Made with material TPE, breathable, washable, and long-lasting. And it adapts to the body when in resting position, giving support. Our target, obviously, is patients. Hospitals, because 60% happens in the hospital, and anyone who wishes to have a good rest. And there's a high demand in the market, like hospitals, rehab centers, insurance, senior centers, and whatnot. But our number one goal is to reduce the number of pressure sources and to save $11.6 billion in hospital costs related to bed source one, because that money can go to research. We are the team of no pressure source, bringing a mat that is designed with care, built with comfort, driven by compassion. So let's make the wish of a good night resting a reality with the Colmena mat.
Nice job. That was a very passionate, heartfelt story, and thank you for the visual warning before you went into the people. That's where. Okay, before we go to our next incredible team, we'd like to recognize another one of our key partners in championing rural innovation, the Roundhouse Foundation. Based in Sisters, Oregon, the Roundhouse Foundation believes in the power of creative thinking, collaboration, and place-based solutions to uplift rural communities across the state. Since 2002, they've invested more than $5 million in initiatives that support arts and culture, education, environmental stewardship, and social services. From grant-making in tribal and rural regions, to operating the Pine Meadow Ranch Center for Arts and Agriculture, they continue to be a vital force in strengthening and celebrating rural Oregon. Let's give a warm thank you to the Roundhouse Foundation for supporting the next generation of change makers. Okay, next up from OHSU, we have Egonaut, an affordable EEG VR headset that helps kids with ADHD, anxiety, and emotional regulation build lifelong self-regulation skills through short, brain-powered games. Please welcome Egonaut.
non-invasive therapy that trains the brain to self-regulate. But there's a catch. It costs thousands and is performed in specialized clinics, making it inaccessible to millions of families in need. Plus, it can be uncomfortable and a little intimidating for these kids who already carry the burden of constantly feeling like they're broken and need to be fixed. That's why we created EgoNut, to make quality neurofeedback as fun and convenient as a video game. It looks like a standard virtual reality or VR headset, but it's actually much more. This gaming headset reads brain waves using small button-like sensors, a technique called electroencephalography, or EEG. During gameplay, our software actively measures brain activity to reward states of calm focus. For example, learning to calm yourself down from a state of frustration might help you in the game overcome turbulence to gently land your virtual spaceship. Repeating this process over time creates lasting brain changes. So the next time a child feels one of these emotional storms fueling inside, they're more prepared to navigate themselves back to calm. We're incorporating this neurofeedback into an open-world space exploration game, where each planet is secretly designed to have missions that teach valuable regulation skills. To do this, we're collaborating with a successful indie game developer to make sure that EgoNut is the kind of game kids will want to play again and again. We're a team of neuroscience and psychology students, so huge nerds, and we read a lot of scientific literature, but we don't have the life experience of parents. So originally, like many other ADHD products, we planned to target attention. It wasn't until we polled over 50 parents of kids diagnosed with ADHD that we found out emotional regulation was a much more prevalent and pressing issue. So that was a huge pivot for us. We also learned the real pain points of child psychologists as potential customers. Play therapy tools are often too simplistic. Private practices can't afford these more advanced systems. And talk therapy on its own is just not engaging enough for young kids. EgoNut addresses all of these issues, unlike other neurofeedback systems. Plus, we're adding features that potential users asked for, like multiplayer modes to support connection and STEM-inspired missions to spark curiosity. We chose the VR format based on strong scientific support, because we're nerds, showing that VR-based interventions are much more effective at engaging kids and teens. But we also heard from parents who are concerned about kids with sensory sensitivities. So we pivoted again and redesigned the system to be modular. The EEG insert can detach and fit into any standard baseball cap. So I'm actually wearing it on my head right now. Meanwhile, the game can play on a separate display. EgoNut was an idea late April of this year. So we've had 2 months to build this prototype completely from scratch and have it working. We've got a lot of really valuable feedback from our first round of test users, and we're trying the best we can to maximize signal quality, affordability, and comfort at the same time. To bring this technology to kids in need, our early adopters are child behavioral therapists who are already trusted by families. We'll sell a low-cost headset kit that unlocks a monthly game content subscription. That way hardware sales can fund production and recurring revenue can fuel R&D. Our go-to-market strategy starts with pilot programs at OHSU's Child Development and Rehabilitation Center. Following FDA compliance guidelines as a wellness device, we'll be able to scale rapidly via specialty healthcare resellers like Avia Marketplace, avoiding the high cost of direct-to-consumer. We believe every child deserves the chance to feel in control of their mind and emotions. With EgoNut, we're giving them that skill set. Scan the code and visit our booth to learn more.
That was amazing. Can I do some emotional regulation at the booth myself? Is that available today? Okay, no answer for that. Up next, representing Portland Community College, ZooSync is a wearable bracelet that changes color based on your emotions, promoting mental wellness through intuitive sensory feedback. Let's hear it for ZooSync.
My name is Frida Bliss, and I'm here to ask you a very important question. How are you feeling today? Good. Okay. Great. Well, I think this is a very important question because there are thousands of people out in the world asking themselves the same question. Okay. Wouldn't it be helpful if we didn't have to think about it too much like I'm doing it right now, and we could just tell it by seeing the person standing up in front of you? How powerful would that be? Well, now imagine you're 65. You're still you, but everything is changing physically, mentally, and emotionally. And wouldn't it be very helpful to have a tool that helps you to put those feelings in an easier way and communicate it with those who care for you the most? Well, this isn't just another health tracker. This is a bracelet built with a system for emotional care. So for example, I'm nervous and excited to be up here, so I'll tap I'm excited, and my bracelet will light up orange. So it starts with the app recognizing and supporting your emotions. And the real innovation in here is the bracelet and the lights inside of it. The lights connect through a microchip and into our app. It has built-in sensors that measure your heart temperature and your heart rate, giving you a real-time emotional feedback. You can also connect your favorite health tracker like Apple Fit, like Google Fit, Fitbit, and Aura, and give even more exact emotional trends. And the bracelet will take it from there to take your emotions into light. Inside the app, you'll find a complete emotional care toolbox where you'll find breathing exercises, emotional movement, nourishing foods, and mindfulness activities that will help you experience your feelings in a more healthier way. Sinking in helps you translating your body signals into emotional guidance. My grandma has Alzheimer's, and even when her memory fades, I can tell that her emotions are still there. So it's hard to expressing her emotion, and she's not the only one. That's why I focus on elders. So people like her and millions of others can feel emotionally seen and understood. This isn't just personal. It's a public health crisis and a global need. But there's still hope. That's where Susie jumps in. So we're starting in Oregon, where over 1 million elders live. In the first year, we launched with 1,000 users, starting with families, nursing homes, and memory care facilities. By the year 3, Susie will be public because we're going to have a better research and we'll be able to support 30,000 users with wellness partnerships. By the year 5, we'll expand the US and beyond because the world needs this. Just a week ago, the World Health Organization confirmed that depression will be the top #1 leading cause of disability. So our business model is with a production and opportunity cost under $50, will be in a price of $2,000. We're projecting an 80% profit margin, offering 24/7 emotional literacy that's more accessible than in-person care and more affordable than most health trackers and tech. At Susie, we believe your emotions aren't something to hide. They're your power, they're your light, and they're your colors. Come and feel it for yourself at the Susie booth.
who's gone on to do big things. This team has truly embodied perseverance, creativity, and the art of the pivot, continuing to grow their vision and chase their dreams long after the competition. Let's see what they've been up to.
Hi, I'm Hannah Horn, and I represent Portland State University at the 2024 InventOR Finals. For my company, Core Intimates, formerly known as Bracketing. Core Intimates is a passion project of mine. Our company designs adaptable lingerie that is designed to be both accessible and sexy for people with disabilities. Because of the design being around looking sexy and empowering people, it is one of a kind. In this period of time, Core has changed a lot. I mean, we changed names, and we also changed teams. I brought in some of my best friends who are very highly talented people. I have a much better understanding of textiles, of the technology that goes into it, and we also get to talk to a lot of professionals in the field. Recently, we actually got to talk to Legine, who is one of the people that invented breast physics, which is an amazing honor that she's in Portland and part of our community. The best advice I can give is just for you to start. Like, I know that it feels like it's going to be a very long, arduous journey, or that you don't have the tools, but there will be people that help you. If you have an idea, just do what you gotta do to get started. Talk to people, tell them about it, and they will actually help you be committed to your project.
I love all these teams past and present because I'm learning so many phrases and terminology that I never thought that I could have ever learned. So, okay. Hailing from George Fox University, Aether Blade blends gaming and the real world, turning parks into immersive adventures with sword tracking, missions, and real-time action. Give it up for Aether Blade.
I have a question for you. Raise your hand if you know what the largest entertainment industry in the world is. Any guesses? You down here? Wow, okay. Anybody else have any other guesses? Because before I tell her she got it right. I mean maybe, but you know what? It's actually video games. This is a $455 billion global industry. Over 3 billion people play. From Mario Kart to Call of Duty, from Pac-Man to Pokemon Go, gaming is everywhere, and we're here to take it to the next level. My name is Sam Medina, and together with my best friend and business partner, Tyler Matheson, we are going to revolutionize the gaming industry. For years, we've spent researching immersive systems, studying gamer behavior, and imagining a world where fantasy isn't just confined to a screen, but brought to real life. Now, our research told us that all big games have one thing in common. They challenge the player to achieve greatness. Even simple games like Pac-Man, which created competition between its players to see who could survive in the game the longest. They wanted to beat the record, to see their name as the top scorer. They wanted to feel greatness. But there's a problem. For the last 50 years, gamers have chased immersion. They don't want to play the hero in the story, they want to become the hero. Billions have been spent on graphics, bigger maps, and seeking that immersive gameplay holy grail. But yet, we're still stuck behind screens, isolated. Players want something more, to feel the adrenaline, to make connections in person, to live the story, to become great. We are standing at a cultural turning point. Entire generations have grown up on fantasy worlds, multiplayer games, animes, films where heroes fall into digital realms. It's not niche anymore. It's industry breaking. And we are here to develop in this space. The AR gaming industry is projected to boom. In fact, it's projected to 10x from $14 billion today to over $140 billion in the next 10 years. Games like World of Warcraft, a single massive multiplayer online role-playing game, an MMORPG, has generated over $10 billion over its lifetime. These two reasons are why we are developing the world's first fully immersive, augmented reality MMORPG. Introducing Aether Blade. For the first time, players will be able to play a real-world multiplayer fantasy game, not from their couch, not using a joystick, but outside, face-to-face, sword in hand. Aetherblade is an MMORPG that doesn't live in a box, but overlays reality. This means people will fight video game enemies outside in the real world together with real people. Aetherblade's model, we are targeting gamers aged 15 to 30, based on player versus player battles, community guilds, and fantasy lore. We built our own physical controller, a first-of-its-kind AR sword to make combat feel real, natural, and tactile. Our first version runs on the MetaQuest 3. Next, we'll expand to AR glasses, and then smartphones, mass adaptation, millions of players, global reach. Nintendo revolutionized home entertainment in the 80s. In 2000, the internet brought the millions of people together online. In 2016, Pokemon Go sent 100 million people chasing mythical creatures throughout real parks. But that was just a taste. Aetherblade is the next leap. We're not just asking players to escape life. We're asking them to operate it. Now, if we win this competition, we're going to take the winnings and add it and patent our product as well as finish the video game. But we can't do it without your guys' help. Vote for us today, and we will bring this product to market in only 5 months. The world is ready. The technology is here. The dream has been decades in the making, and now it finally has a name. Thank you.
I got to experience this firsthand in September of 2024 when my family's ranch was threatened by the copperfield fire, which started just 4 miles away. We spent 2 terrified days looking at these menacing clouds of smoke and embers. Thankfully, this fire missed us, but it was still one of the scariest experiences of my life.
According to the U.S. Forest Service, 90% of homes in wildfires are destroyed indirectly by windborne embers known as embercast, as shown in the photo here. In the LA Palisades and Eaton wildfires, of the 11,000 homes destroyed, embercast was the cause. Embers can travel several miles ahead and in front of the active fire front, meaning homes can be threatened even if the main fire is not directly approaching.
Now, the traditional air vents in the roof, walls, and foundation of homes that allow air in and out of the structure do not stop these embers. Burning embers can be blown in, settle on the unprotected structure inside, and burn your house down from the inside out. So to protect your home and family against wildfire, you need to stop embers in their tracks. And that is where we come in.
Introducing the Ember Block. It consists of a fine mesh screen with a pop-in frame to retrofit the foundation vents of homes to prevent embers from entering. We believe our product, the Ember Block, is a no-brainer for homeowners for a number of reasons. It meets the requirements of the latest 2023 Oregon Residential Wildfire Building Codes. Installation requires absolutely no tools nor modification to your home. It installs in seconds and anyone can do it. So no contractors are needed, which saves homeowners more of their hard-earned money. And removal is not needed no matter the season due to having adequate airflow through the screen. The Ember Block is half the cost of competing products, and our tests indicate that it can block up to 99% of embers. If Ember Block stops just 50% of homes from burning in a wildfire, we could have saved 1,200 homes in 2024. And thus far, in 2025, we could have already saved 6,500 homes. And from the survey we conducted, 79% of homeowners expressed interest in the Ember Block.
So where's our prototype right now? We've done real-world burning ember tests in the KCC Weld Lab to test its effectiveness. Based on the results of that testing, we revised the design to use a smaller mesh that catches more of those embers and adjusted the frame to fit better. We are now in the process of optimizing the design to be more easily mass-produced using commercial manufacturing equipment and hopefully get this to market. We're making local connections too. We've been discussing Ember Block with local insurance agents to see if our product may qualify homeowners for rate reductions, which is an incentive our survey has highlighted. We've also connected with local fire departments and wildland firefighters for community outreach, education, and a potential nationwide pilot program. Before we leave today, I want to thank our partners who made this possible, InventOR for their generous grant to develop our prototype, our mentor and my father, Matt Walter, the lead of the KCC Welding Program, and the Oregon SBDC for some invaluable market research. During this Copperfield fire, I would have been a lot more comfortable knowing embers couldn't get inside of our home. Will you be the hero of your family? Stop embers in their tracks with Ember Block. We want to help save your home and hopefully thousands more. Please come see us at our booth at the Project Expo this afternoon for a hands-on demonstration, and have a great day.
That was really impressive. And I've read a lot about wildfires and how you can't have like certain types of construction materials and whatnot. So this is kind of alleviating a whole other challenges. The homes are rebuilt too. So congratulations, nice job. Okay, before we continue, we'd like to thank the Ford Family Foundation for their incredible support of InventOR Institute of Innovation. As a place-based funder rooted in the Umpqua Valley, the Ford Family Foundation is deeply committed to rural Oregon and Siskiyou County, California. Through their scholarships, grants, and community building efforts, they champion the mission of creating successful citizens and vital rural communities. Their support helps ensure that students from every corner of Oregon, and not just urban centers, have the opportunity to turn bold ideas into real-world impact, most recently championing our Regional Innovation Jam initiative that creates pathways to participation in Invent Oregon for those schools who would not have an Invent Oregon qualifying event in place. So please join me in giving a big thank you to the Ford Family Foundation. Hello? Oh, there we go. And now let's catch up with last year's grand prize winner, a team that took the momentum of Invent Oregon and ran with it. The experience opened doors to real user discovery, product evolution, and a powerful network that helped launch a new prototype into the spotlight. From the Invent Oregon stage to the Ben Venture Conference and Innovation Showcase, their journey is a testament to what's possible when opportunity meets action.
My name is Joshua Vanderpool. I'm a PhD student at Oregon Health and Sciences University. I participated in Invent Oregon in 2024. I've designed an all-in-one mobility device for people with non-weight bearing injuries like a broken foot or ankle. It's a knee scooter for long distances that folds up into a hands-free crutch for short, independent activities. Since last year, I've created another version of the prototype. I've done a lot of My experience at InventOR was awesome because of all the friends I made. Winning the competition was fantastic because it set me up to present at the Venture Conference, at the Oregon Innovation Showcase, and I also went on to win a prize at the Thai University competition. It really set up my network and opened me to all of the wonderful people to work with here in Portland. If you're a student and you have an idea, someone at the university will give you money to make it happen. Just keep asking. Being a student is the best time to try to create an idea. You already know how to be poor. You already know, or you have so many connections and so many people that can help you.
I'm supposed to make a clip about every video, but I have nothing to add to that. Coming up next, representing Oregon Institute of Technology, RT Golf recycles discarded golf grips into durable, sustainable golf tees that perform at a high level and reduce waste. Let's hear it for RT Golf.
Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to introduce to you RT Golf. My name is Quincy Beruti, and I'm super honored to represent Oregon Institute of Technology. RT Golf has found a way to take used golf grips, recycle them, and turn them into longer-lasting rubber golf tees. This all started from the obsession and true love for the game of golf. My style has not gotten any better since then. I would like to believe I've gotten a little bit better at golf, but golf truly has gotten me through my college experience, which is such an honor. This year, shout out to Oregon Tech Women's Golf, who went to the national championship for the first time in the last 5 years. And I had the opportunity to be the women's captain this year, so it's been a huge honor. We were on a golf trip. Of course, I didn't charge my phone, my laptop, or really anything else to be successful in the classroom, but we recovered, and I had the idea to turn used car tires into rubber golf tees, and this idea kind of came from wooden tees break all the time. In a 2-day golf tournament, I'll go through about 30 golf tees, and plastic golf tees leave marks on the bottom of my driver, and golfers are just a little bit high maintenance. No offense to any golfers. Get a little excited. So, through prototyping, we figured out pretty quickly that tires were not going to be super possible to make the golf tees. On the way to visit my brother, I took a massive detour to stop by Bandit Dunes because that was more important than lunch with my brother. And through that trip, a random gentleman I was paired with had the idea of what if you could look inside of golf and stay within the industry. And that's when we looked to rubber golf tees. This is also represented in our logo. There is the loop right here kind of representing staying within the industry, which was really great design. So it is estimated that there's about 30 to 50 million grips discarded annually, which I think is a gross underestimate, and there's really no substantial recycling process for these grips, and the ones I've collected already have just seriously been dug out of the trash, so they don't even filter them out. The other issue is it's estimated that there are 5 million golf tees broken annually. Not only is this inconvenient for golfers having to constantly refill their batch, but it's also a mess for the superintendents who are out there at 4 a.m. trying to get the courses ready. So through those two issues with the grips and the golf tees, that's where the solution of RT Golf comes in, where we've been able to prototype functioning golf tees that are used from these grips. And then by the end of the process, through recycling and collecting these grips, again, we can take the golf tees and turn them back into more golf tees, assuming they break down and kind of break at some point. And so this can just continue to be recycled over and over again. So the market identified for the competition are specialty golf tees, and the specialty golf tees have a pretty unique market, but the two I identified are the Martini tees and the Flight Path. Through the many golf tees I researched, the cost identified is about $2.80 through all the specialty golf tees, which puts RT Golf at a competitive advantage because it cost me 35 cents to make each golf tee with a goal cost of $1.99 per tee. The highlight of this is everything has been made in Oregon, which was the goal to get started, but ultimately I would like to get this all to Klamath Falls, and the benefit of that is just the traded sector additive for a small town like that, with additions to the Oregon Tech community, the golf program, and the local golf courses as well. Now I'm going to convince all of you to please bring out your phones and scan our QR code to follow along with our process. Thank you.
Really nicely done, and I would also go to Bandon Dunes to avoid having lunch with my brother. All right, run 18. We're right at 1 o'clock. We're going to go about 10 minutes over, so bear with us. We have another incredible team from Klamath Community College. Questioning Standard Practice introduces resonant metal frame violins with a distinct tone and experimental design. Put your hands together for Questioning Standard Practice.
So I'm George, and I'm Cliff. We're questioning the standard practice. What we have for you today is an instrument. So what do you think of when you think of a violin? What's in your mind? It's this. Oh, sorry. This is your standard Stradivarius violin. Design is about 300 years old. And we iterate on that a little bit, not in the acoustic space, but in the electric space. Some designs look like this, or this, or something like this. These aren't mine. But it gives you an idea of the innovation that is happening. And what we have is a series of metal frame electric violins ready to play for the stage in 4, 5, and 6 string variants. And we have a 7-string prototype that's available at the demo booth later. So, Cliff, you want to give them the big idea?
Yeah, so like you said, our violins will be manufactured in Klamath Falls. And instead of starting with a carved wooden frame and adding sound components to that, we kind of flip the order, where we're starting with a finely tuned metal frame that determines how the violin's going to ring, and then sort of building around that. You can kind of think of it like a backbone, but it's a backbone that'll never crack, it'll never warp, it'll never break. The frame can handle pretty much anything you throw at it, or anything you throw. Never mind. It can shrug off bumps, temperature changes don't affect it, humidity won't affect it. It stays in tune. Because of the metal frame, it'll stay in tune longer, so you can spend more time actually playing the thing and not twisting pegs around. You plug it in, and you're good to go. You plug it in, and you get a nice clean sound without a lot of screeching feedback and without a lot of extra equipment. No preamp box required. Like I said, it is drop resistant, so you can drop it on stage, it'll be fine. You can throw it around a tour bus, it'll be fine. So stagehands and tour managers are going to love it for that. Our design is future-proof, so again, it's just a steel frame with some electrical components, so there's no menus, there's no apps, there's no AI, so sound engineers are going to love it too. Our first prototype survived about 3 months of shop abuse, and hours and hours of play testing, so we have confidence in our product. And so do some buyers already. We actually have 4 buyers lined up. 2 teachers, a studio freelancer, and an experimental musician are all queued up and ready for our first true build.
And in theory, they are a little experimental for what I'm making. But as a design philosophy, all those hard points and fundamentals that you have from a Stradivarius violin are on all of my models. So as far as if this is actually profitable, it is. Here's a little picture of our prototype. I was going to save this total market share between them and acoustics. The market size of that is $400 million globally annually. It's quite considerable. That's $60 million in the electric space. And that is growing at 6% per year, very steadily, very little jitter in that signal. This basically means that your awful middle schoolers, by the time they're good and performing for real, this market is going to be a $530 million market. And we wish to capitalize on that. So that's what we got. Come see us at our demo booth. It sounds great. It's mildly playable, and we're going to be making some good stuff right after this.
So it's mildly playable, and I like to try and dust off my middle school skills. Okay, great. All right, everyone, that's what's going to happen in the prototype area this afternoon. All right, you made it this far. Number 19, last but certainly not least, from Reed College, Embrace is a fully adjustable back brace designed with accessibility in mind, offering stylish, supportive compression for people of all mobility levels. Please welcome Embrace.
People who suffer from back pain do not have access to affordable and effective support guardrails. We firmly believe that everyone who suffers from back pain deserves the best support available. We can do better than this. And so, we created the M-Brace, a fully adjustable and accessible back brace that provides stylish, comfortable support to users of all mobility levels. It is adjustable as all It is adjustable as all pieces are modular and can be reconfigured to fit anyone of any body shape. It is accessible, designed to be put on and taken off with limited range of motion without external assistance, and it is affordable with an expected retail price of only $45. And it is stylish. So stylish, in fact, that you may not have noticed that we've both been wearing them this whole time.
All right, we went through many design iterations to get to this final version. Our first version was actually made at an InventOR qualifying event, but it featured a fabric design that proved that we could create a comfortable back brace that could fit multiple people. Version 2 was made out of duct tape, and was a proof of concept for the 5 modular pieces of our core design. That doesn't look very comfortable, does it? Was it? Version 3 was the first version constructed out of our intended material.
features 5 modular pieces made of wood fabric, hook connections at the closures, a flexible, durable material, and fun colors. We intend to offer the Embrace in 3 colorways: subtle with blacks, navies, and browns, colorful with fun shades like green and purple, and color block, which combines 2 different colors for maximum style and fashion. And all panels are modular, so they can be mixed and matched between any other braces for infinite customizability.
We really want to encourage this kind of mixing and matching so that customers can combine pieces from multiple different braces to fit their own style. Our main market for the end brace is people who suffer from chronic back pain. Statistics show that 30% of all US adults are affected by it, which is over 76 million people, and that up to 80% will experience sustained back pain at some point throughout their lives. We believe the end brace can help many of these people, and to that end, we want it to be readily available and accessible, found in pharmacies, grocery stores, medical facilities, and much more. We want it to be as easy and ubiquitous as compression socks, something that any consumer can go out and buy and benefit from with or without a doctor's prescription. Everyone who suffers from back pain deserves the best solution available, and we believe that the Embrace is that solution. And for all of you who raised your hands at the start, come help prove us right by trying it on at our booth. We'll have plenty of units available for you to demo, and we'd love to hear your feedback on what we can improve next.
That was amazing. I also view it as a way to get some back support when I travel and also look fashionable and not just be in my 90 seconds. This is quite entertaining and functional. Okay. Wow, that was amazing. That was incredible. Big round of applause. One more time. All ready for your finalist team. And to yourself, thank you all for being such an engaged and, no pun intended, supportive audience throughout these pitches. Every team here has put in so many weeks of hard work, and your energy really has made a difference this morning. So now it's the time where I have to do the housekeeping. It's time to break for lunch and fuel up before heading over to the prototype exhibition in the Shiley Marcos Center that starts at 2, so in about 50 minutes. For students, staff, judges, and volunteers, you can grab a bite to eat in the pilot house, which I'm pretty sure is circled right there, lunch participants only behind me, with the meal cards you received earlier. Guests, there are many tasty restaurants and food trucks nearby on Log Bar Street in St. John, so about a 5 to 10 minute drive away from campus. Make sure to check out the prototype exhibition at the Shiley Marcos Center, just a short jaunt across campus. It literally says you're going to point at the map. Here it is, prototype exhibition. Oh good, I've got a pointer, someone's helping me. This is your chance to take a closer look at what these teams have been building, talk with them one-on-one, and see their prototypes up close. You don't want to miss out on your chance to cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. Don't forget to get your voting dollars, and then don't forget to drop your voting dollars at your favorite booths. If you haven't received your, wow, it says $3 million for the People's Choice voting, stop by the registration table at the exhibition and pick them up. Again, it's open to the public from 2 to 5. And then a reminder, we'll reconvene right back in here at the Ocean at 5:30 for our keynote speaker and the much anticipated awards ceremony. With that, enjoy lunch. We'll see you after the exhibition. You're done for the morning.
Okay, I think I'm live, and we're going to go ahead while Blake is finishing setting up the trophies. The stage is wiggly, so we're going to be really careful. Hey, welcome back, everybody. There we go. Okay. I feel like we need to warm that up a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, okay. We hope you had a chance to explore the incredible prototype exhibition. I did. And cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. I did. Though let's be honest, that couldn't have been an easy decision. It wasn't. I asked for $19 million and no one would give it to me, so limited. Every team brought their A game with creativity, ingenuity, and heart, so thank you all for that. And then we're going to see if the script moves. We're back. There we go. All right. It's possessed. This year's cohort has truly blown us away. Your drive, passion, commitment to building a better future are exactly what Invent Oregon is all about. So one more round of applause to all of the 2025 Invent Oregon finalist teams. You are such an inspiration. And speaking of inspiration, we're honored to introduce someone who's walked this very path and continues to blaze new trails. Our keynote speaker today is none other than Jensen Barnes, the 2023 Invent Oregon Grand Prize winner. After taking home the top prize, Jensen launched Love Hate Athletica, a bold and stylish pickleball and I'm assuming tennis is the next word on the script. Garrett, we were so good. Tennis apparel brand. Since then, she's continued to evolve as a founder and innovator, now applying that same entrepreneurial spirit in the tech world at Celsius, a cutting-edge data center cooling startup. From sportswear to server rooms, Jensen has built a career rooted in passion, creativity, and fearless problem solving. So please join me in welcoming the CEO and founder of Love Hate Athletica and associate sales representative at Celsius, Jensen Barnes.
Hi, everyone. It is an absolute honor to be your speaker this year. My name is Jensen Barnes. I do want to start with a little bit of honesty. So I may have been the winner in 2022, but that day in Medford, I almost didn't show up. Yeah. I sat out in front of my place in Eugene with a fully packed car and broke down in front of my dad and almost pulled out of the competition. Dramatic, I know. But I questioned my idea. I questioned whether I belonged in a room full of inventors who were aiming to change the world with their technology. And I almost let that doubt win. But I told myself, if I don't take a chance on myself, there is no chance anybody else is taking a chance on me either. And so I decided that I would show up anyway. And that one small act, that decision to show up, completely changed the following years of my life. I like to think of our lives as a coffee table book, full of snapshots, stories, and kind of defining moments that have absolutely shaped who we are. And not just the pretty highlight reels you see on Instagram, but the gritty, the imperfect, and the beautiful in-betweens. And this idea was actually inspired by a text my uncle sent me when I had texted him a picture of my not-so-glamorous fulfillment setup in the corner of my college bedroom. And he said, "Welcome to entrepreneurship. Scrapbook material for the coffee table book in the lobby of your future empire." Some moments in your coffee table book are obvious. Graduations, the big wins, the we made it milestones. Others are more surprising. The night you stayed up till 2 a.m., the baby crying. The sale you made, okay, the call you almost didn't make, or the times you showed up when you weren't ready. For me, one of those moments was Invent Oregon. So today, I want to share with you a few of my coffee table book moments in the hopes that it will inspire you to trust your own path when it's not at all what you pictured. To inspire you, honestly, and to help you to keep going, and to use these skills that you have learned today and throughout the last few months, and bring them in with you for the rest of your life. Trust your path. All right, one of those first ever moments for me was my first ever tennis tournament at the age of 12. I look very different there, don't I? I had been playing for 4 months at the time, and I was so excited to enter this tournament. And I wanted to win so bad. And I didn't. I got 4th place. And I was really disappointed and honestly a little angry. And my dad just looked at me and he was like, "Come on." So he took me through the rest of the facility and we walked outside and he goes, "This is how this works. Okay, you're gonna get your butt kicked for a while. You're gonna go to practice, you're gonna show up, back up, and maybe you'll beat them. But you're gonna get better. And then one day you're gonna jump from challenger tournaments to champ tournaments, and you're gonna get your butt kicked again because you're starting at the bottom. And then you're gonna jump age ranges, and you're gonna go from 12 to 14s, and you're gonna get your butt kicked again. But the important thing is that you keep going. You keep showing up. and I played a lot of tennis, okay? A lot. My days in the summer in high school consisted of me coaching from 8 to 12, and then playing from 1 to 7, and then tournaments on the weekends. My thoughts were practically consumed by the sport. And in 2018, I was fined a point in the middle of a match for wearing shorts that didn't have pockets. If you didn't know, you can get fined for fashion. So, I was so insistent on wearing these Lululemon shorts to play this match because I was like, I love how they look. And I was like, you look good, you play good, duh, okay? But I felt real dumb for losing a point in a competitive match for vanity. But I kind of left it at that. I was really frustrated with tennis apparel, but I didn't think I was going to start a business based on this idea. And it was just kind of something that my friends and I would complain about to each other during warm-ups. The next moment for me was when I played college tennis. But to be honest, that was always kind of part of the plan. And so that wasn't what changed things the most for me. It was actually when I transferred during COVID and was no longer playing tennis that I had a complete identity crisis. I mean, imagine spending 7 years of your life committed to this one goal, you achieve it, and then suddenly the trajectory has completely changed. That was me. So with no more tennis, I poured myself into my schoolwork. I joined a sorority. I got a job, and I even started competing in bodybuilding competitions to fill the time that competitive athletics used to fill. I still had this idea. Oh, she's gone. I still had this idea, and so I decided I was going to sketch kind of my first initial thoughts and then join as a founding member of the Oregon Entrepreneurship Group. And it was there that I learned about the Provost Innovation Challenge, where I planned on pitching Love Hate Athletica for the very first time. Can we fit? Can we? No? Are we good? Okay, well, we can look at penguins while I talk. That's okay. So, while working at a smoothie place, that job I mentioned before, I was cleaning blenders and making smoothies and cleaning juicers and toilets at times. And I was like, okay, I'm going to scrape together $700 to buy my first tech pack. And while I was cleaning that juicer for the 100th time, by the way, if you've never cleaned a juicer, it sucks. And I was like, okay, if I win this competition, I'm quitting my job and I'm going all in. I didn't win. I got third place, which was $5,000. But there was someone and something else in the audience. A woman who stood in the back with an InventOR ticket for $2,500. So no, I didn't win. But $7,500 for an idea felt pretty dang close, and so I texted my boss the next day anyway. Next came the InventOR Grand Finals, the InventOR Finals. And you kind of know how that day went for me, but I digress. I remember vividly pacing back and forth outside the auditorium, practicing my pitch for what felt like the 100th time. As I started my intro again, I hear my name get called to get mic'd up. Showtime. All right, so I walked up to the stage. The lights hit my face. I looked at the judges, and the slideshow was up and working, and the timer started. That day I had walked in with a dress that was not finished, with a name that people didn't really quite get yet, and a whole lot of adrenaline. Yeah, my heart. Oh, that's why. I had no background in manufacturing, but I had a problem I understood deeply and the drive to solve it. For 5 minutes, I pitched Love Hate Athletica, a fashionable and functional tennis and apparel brand for female athletes who valued both style and performance. My passion rang through as questions fired from the judges for 3 minutes after my 5-minute pitch, but I still didn't think it was enough. The award ceremony started, and as they started calling, so they go 4th place, not me. 3rd place, not me. 2nd place, guess what? Not me again. I remember just sitting back in the chair and trying to control my disappointment because I had told myself there was no chance I was winning this thing. And so they pull out this check the size of a twin mattress, turned backwards, and I'm just having this internal dialogue in my head with my head down, my dad's behind me. And over the sound of heartbeats in my ears, I just hear, InventOR Grand Prize winner, Love Hey Athletica, Jensen Barnes. I immediately put my head in my hands and started crying. You can't tell, I'm a crier. And I just was like, what? Me? Are they sure? There was a technology for putting out fires. Okay. So then I had to go and walk in front of a bunch of people and claim the thing I almost didn't show up for. That day gave me something I so desperately needed, and it was validation that imperfect action beats perfect hesitation every time. Oftentimes, if you wait to feel ready, it is too late. Another thing, my first ever order was from an InventOR judge. So, there's that twin mattress check I was talking about. She's pretty. Anyway. The next couple years were gritty. I had to wear every hat like many of you are today. Founder, marketer, fulfillment team, accountant. It was me. If you were talking to customer service, guess what? You were talking to me. And it taught me so much. And the truth is, this process, it was and it is hard, and it's a story I'm still living. Today, I'm in the data center industry selling cutting-edge liquid cooling infrastructure for AI and HPC. Wild shift, I know. They don't seem super connected. And in other ways, it's exactly what these competitions and entrepreneurship and startup life taught me. Listening to people and what they need. Identifying a way forward when one isn't obvious. Working through no after no after no. All of these skills I learned while in startup mode. And yes, it's in a different arena with a different title, but with the same grit. And here's kind of what I really want you to hear. Your career may look entirely different than what you imagined or pictured. You might pivot, you might pause, you might feel like you're starting over when really you're rebuilding into something so much better. Today is one of those coffee table book moments for you too. And I hope you just take a moment, and I know it's been a long day, but just to recognize how far you've come, because it is so easy to get caught up in the rush of the next thing. What are you doing after graduation? What are you launching next? Do you have a job offer? It can get tiring, right? But sometimes the only way it feels like to survive entrepreneurship, the highs and lows, is through this kind of adrenaline and rush alone. However, when we do that, it is also so hard to recognize all the things you have done to get here. Like I said, the sale you made, the website you launched, the prototype you created, the degree you completed. At least for me, it felt so hard to recognize these things because it felt like any other option was a failure. But I hope today, as you've navigated so many months of pitching, iterating, and working on this, that you look back and see all the hard work you have done. You should be proud. Today is the culmination of a lot of hard work. And I know because I've done it. I've been exactly where you are. And there are a few things I want to point out that I think you can take with you. One thing is that you came out here and you put yourself in a position to be judged voluntarily. And not everyone can do that. You've identified a problem you care about, worked on solutions, and then did all of that while in school, clubs, and whatever else you do. Throughout this process, you have navigated so many parts of entrepreneurship that cannot be taught in a classroom. You've had to wear every hat, whether or not you're a solopreneur like myself, or if you're on a big team like Pour Up here. You've had to wear so many different hats and navigate so many things and challenges you probably never saw in your future. And this is why it's important. Your story will not be perfect, and it shouldn't be. Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, spent 5 full years working and building the business while also selling shoes out of the back of his car. Empires take time, and they almost get burned down to the ground time and time again. Sarah Blakely, when she founded Spanx, was selling fax machines door to door and was taking customer service calls from the bathtub. This road is messy. It's imperfect, and it can make you want to rip your hair out at times, but it is also soul enriching. And when you look back on today and you're building your own coffee table book, I hope you see all of the mistakes you've made, the triumphs, and the person that you have become. Right now, you are in the bathtub. This is the grind you will one day fondly look upon. And your peers in these competitions keep them. They know what it's like because they're here with you. And those days when you feel stuck, you can talk to them, and the kinship and everything, it's profound. I know because I've used many of the people in these competitions myself. If you're in a season right now that feels uncertain, messy, or just plain not at all what you pictured or thought for your life, you're not doing it wrong. You are building the skills that will take you through the hard seasons. And it brings me back to where this started. I'm standing up here today because I showed up to a competition that I wasn't ready for. Something I thought I might bomb. To a business I wasn't qualified to run. To a job I certainly didn't see in my future, but I love. You don't have to know your whole path. You don't have to know your whole picture. You just have to say yes to the next opportunity. Yes to solving something that matters to you. Yes to showing up anyway. And yes to the gritty work that nobody sees. If you take nothing else from what I've said today at all, let it be this. Build and write a coffee table book that you will be proud of. And take the time every once in a while to look through it to honor the journey. Thank you.
Well, Jensen, thank you so much. That was wonderful. I feel inspired. I'm afraid of what my coffee table book looks like at this point. And I would also like to reiterate that you are not alone in this journey. And I think Jensen summed that up pretty well. Everybody in this room is absolutely cheering you on. Takes real courage to show up like that and give that kind of speech, and it carries incredible power. So your words are going to stay with us long after today, and it's the perfect message, I think, for all of you students to hear right now, particularly as you continue embarking on your entrepreneurial journey. So one more round of applause for Jensen. And then I get to do a little bit of gratitude for all of us. So I'm also a crier, and this is not even an event that I have been fully involved in for the whole 8 weeks, but if I cry now, it's just because I'm so proud of everybody in this room. It takes courage, perseverance to bring bold ideas to life, and it also takes community, a strong network of partners who believe in the power of student innovation. So we want to take a moment to thank the organizers and individuals who make InventOR possible today. First, to our incredible judges who are still here, thank you for sharing your time, expertise, and thoughtful questions. Your insight doesn't just shape this competition, it elevates it. You help turn bold ideas into real possibilities. To our mentors, your guidance has been a game changer. The progress these teams have made is a direct reflection of your time, care, and unwavering support. We could not do this without you. Oh, we've got like craziness going on in here again. To the ghosts in the script, you've provided a lot of enlightening moments. And a huge thank you to our host, the University of Portland, for welcoming us so warmly and helping bring this event to life on your beautiful campus. And to our generous sponsors, partners, and volunteers, thank you. Your belief in student innovation is the driving force behind InventOR. Your support powers big dreams, bold ideas, and a stronger future for entrepreneurship in Oregon. And of course, we owe a tremendous thank you to the incredible InventOR staff, the heartbeat behind this entire operation. This team has labored with both love and grit at every step of the journey, juggling countless moving parts, supporting students and partners, nurturing connections, fine-tuning communications, and managing logistics with tireless dedication. Their behind-the-scenes work is what brings this program to life each year, culminating in this powerful celebration of student innovation across Oregon. And all of these folks are listed on this slide, which you should not be able to see because it is so many people that the words are really small. And now to the reason we are all here, our students. You are the dream we hold for Oregon and the world's future. Thank you for your hard work, your passion, your resilience, and for showing up today with such courage, authenticity, and conviction. You've inspired us all with your ideas and your heart. And lastly, to our audience, thank you for being here. Your presence, your energy, and your support mean the world. by simply showing up, listening, and asking questions and cheering these students on, you're helping to uplift the next generation of change makers. So you see, it takes a community. Bringing bold ideas to life doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when people come together. When we show up for one another, when we believe in something bigger than ourselves, that's how ideas grow. That's how futures are built, and that's how we'll build something great together. Your presence here today is part of a spark, and your support ensures that students across Oregon have the chance to imagine, create, and lead us into a brighter tomorrow. So, one more thunderous round of applause for everyone in this room. You are the magic. Thank you. All right, and I did it without crying. Okay, in the modern era, I don't have an envelope with the winners. I have my phone, which I have to keep unlocked up here. And this is the moment that we've been waiting for, the Invent Oregon 2025 awards ceremony. So earlier today, our teams pitched their hearts out to a panel of expert judges, then powered through 3 hours of prototype exhibition, shared their work, answered questions, and connected with all of you. The scores are in, the envelope is in my phone, and we're kicking things off with a very special honor, the Visionary Award. So this award is given to the team whose idea has the potential to totally dent the sky. It celebrates bold thinking, groundbreaking possibility, and world-changing potential. Our judges looked beyond just execution. They asked, could this idea transform lives, communities, or even the planet? The recipient of the Visionary Award will also receive a $1,500 prize to help push their innovation further. And to help us present this honor, we're thrilled to welcome back Adama Touré, founder of Sept Energy and recipient of last year's Visionary Award. Please join me in welcoming Adama to the stage.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, and thank you, everybody. And I'm really, really honored to present this prize because for me, it's really the most exciting prize. Why? Because it's about imagining the future. So let's see. Yes. Ooh. So, you know, I thought about this one, about this prize actually. Right? So, taking home the Visionary Award this year is Cool Connect.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Congratulations once again to this year's Visionary Award winner, Cold Connect. Mark, you know I'm a huge fan. Now we want to take a moment to spotlight a group of students whose achievements are nothing short of extraordinary, our community college innovators. Students from Oregon's community colleges often face unique challenges when it comes to accessing resources, mentorship, and funding, but time and again they show us passion, persistence, and grit can break through any barrier. So, the Outstanding Community College Award honors that spirit. It's $2,000 prize recognizing a team that has risen to the occasion, delivering a standout innovation and representing their college with pride and excellence. To help us present this award, we're thrilled to welcome someone who knows this journey intimately. Blake Turner got his start right here in Invent Oregon, representing Rowe Community College in 2018. That first year, he did not walk away with the prize, but he didn't let that stop him. He came back the very next year, competed again, and earned second place in 2019 as the founder of Turner Automotive and now the project coordinator at the PSU Center for Entrepreneurship. Blake knows firsthand that obstacles community college students face and how powerful this recognition can be. This award is especially close to his heart because it's a road he has walked himself. Blake Turner, would you like to share a few words?
Thank you, Kara.
So as someone who started their entrepreneurship journey representing their community college, I know firsthand the extra barriers that these community colleges face. And Invent Oregon wouldn't be possible without the wonderful community colleges that compete. It's always great to see these community college competitors go toe-to-toe with their university brethren and to watch everybody really fight it out. So I'm super excited to announce this year's award. We got a whole lineup up here. All right, the winner of the Outstanding Community College Award for Invent Oregon 2025 is Neurosense from Rogue Community College. RCC has taken this award multiple times, so I'm glad to see it continue on.
Awesome, awesome job. I love that presentation. Congratulations again to this year's Outstanding Community College Award winner, Neurosense. Okay, we're in the final stretch. It's been a long day. This is my favorite part and also my least favorite part. Everyone is amazing. I love you all. This is why I'm not a judge and the MC, because I would give out prizes that I don't have to everyone. So tonight we're going to celebrate the vision, the hustle, and sheer determination of student innovators from across the state. Let's get right to it, starting with our 4th place winner. Let me confirm the envelope. Taking home $3,000. Congratulations to Easy T. All right, congratulations, Easy T. Now on to 3rd place. This team impressed the judges with their sharp thinking, standout progress, and a solution with real potential to scale. They're heading home with $5,000 to keep pushing forward. Let's hear it for Fire Stoppers. All right, once again, congratulations to our 3rd place winner, Fire Stoppers. I think there's 3 daughters in this audience who should be extra proud of their mom right now. And now, our 2nd place winner. This team showed incredible growth, clear purpose, and the ability to communicate their vision with impact. They'll be walking away with $7,500 to continue building momentum. Congratulations to Embrace. I tried on one of their back braces and I almost didn't take it off, so congratulations, Embrace. Okay, now this next award comes not from our judges, but from you. So this is our People's Choice Award, and it goes to the team that captured the hearts, minds, and curiosity of everyone at today's prototype exhibition. This is more than just a popularity vote, it's market feedback. It tells you that you're onto something, that your solution resonates, that people see your value and want what you're building. It's a powerful validation from your first potential customers. The winner of the People's Choice Award will receive $1,000, and a big dose of confidence to keep going. To help present this award, we're honored to welcome Hannah Oren, founder of Core Intimates, a PSU business student and administrator at the PSU Research and Graduate Studies Office. Hannah, please come up and join me on stage.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today. One of the most important things I've learned on my journey as an entrepreneur is that the most important thing to be as an entrepreneur is a human. Every connection you make has value, whether it's with your family, the people sitting beside you in this room, the public, investors, the staff that have been here. Every person that you talk to is a connection, and that's amazing and important. And that is why I'm so honored to present this award today. So the winner of the 2025 InventOR People's Choice Award is Econaut.
You stand up. Make them stand with you. Oh, okay, first place is coming in with a bang. Congratulations to the People's Choice Award winner, Econaut. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, our InventOR 2025 grand prize winner. This team will walk away with $10,000, the first place title, and the opportunity to present their innovation on one of Oregon's biggest stages, the Bend Venture Conference. This award doesn't just open doors, it launches futures, as we've seen. To help us present this honor, we're thrilled to welcome back our keynote speaker, someone who knows just how powerful this moment can be, as the 2023 InventOR Grand Prize winner herself. Jensen is going to come back up on stage. Okay, that's it. You want to share a few more words?
I will just say, and reiterate, that this moment meant so much to me those few years ago, and I'm so excited to see what this team creates. I think their mission is amazing, and I really see the impact they can have. So just like my speech, can we get a drum roll? All right. Your first place 2025 InventOR Grand Prize winner is Econaut.
Oh my God, dude. Woo! Oh, shit.
Do we leave?
Yeah.
No.
I'd like to thank the Academy. Yeah, that's all Chloe.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the InventOR people who made this possible. Thank you to all the judges for all the wonderful comments and feedback. Thank you to Joe and Alia for agreeing to help me with this crazy idea that we actually built in 2 months. I'm really excited to carry this project forward and actually bring it to the people who need it most. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Well, that was amazing, and I just would like to say congratulations to the nerds, because that's what they called themselves during their pitch. So, wow. Okay. Yes. This is the part where I think I'm going to start crying, and I didn't do anything but stand in front of you and talk at you all day. Okay, from bold ideas to breakout moments like that one we just saw, today has been a celebration of creativity, courage, and the power of possibility. Congratulations to every single team. You are an inspiration. This is not in the script. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to reach out to me. You can get me through Stacy or Carrie or Blake. And everyone who showed up today, judges, mentors, partners, volunteers, friends, and family. Hi, family. Thank you for helping make this community what it is. I know from personal experience that none of this happens without the people in this room. I'm very, very fortunate to call many of them not just my business partners, but my friends. So Invent Oregon is not the finish line, it is the launch pad. So to our teams, keep going, keep building, keep daring to believe that your idea can change the world, because it can, and today proved it. Now, it's the happiest of hours. It's time to celebrate. We invite you to join us at Javelina, a cozy mixology bar just 6 minutes away in St. John's, where we'll enjoy food, drinks, and live music together. The address and the QR code are on the slide behind me. Free parking is available in the surrounding neighborhoods, and it's kind of like speakeasy because the password is changemakers. Can you all repeat that? Oh, even with the inflection, I like that. Thank you all. You have been a fantastic audience. Thank you to Stacy, Carrie, Joe, the whole team at PSU that lets me do these things. To our winning teams, please make your way back to the stage for some quick photos. We want to capture this moment with you. To everyone else, thank you, thank you, thank you for your energy, your support, your spirit. This community is how bold ideas come to life, and we are so grateful that you are a part of it. See you at Javelina. Have a great weekend. Cue music, Garrett. We're out.